What is up, everybody? So, a little late today, but I had doctor shenanigans and all that, so we're a bit behind schedule, but fuck it, I'm just gonna chill and play the Halloween event. I haven't actually done any of it today, so I haven't even logged in today. Chat, I've been whiffing AP all day. What you gonna do about it? That's what happens, though, when you have to do real-life things, so... Thankfully, I have a bajillion apples, so it's not really gonna matter. Let's see, I guess the chain. Alright, do my FP summon. Alright, the readied up Bedivere. You know what's crazy? The fact that I'm actually like almost like, oh, Bedivere coins. That's crazy. I have hardly any SQ right now, and I need to save up for coup and God knows what else, so... We'll just hold on to that for now. It's not like I'm gonna 120 Bedivere. No offense to Bedivere, he's awesome, but I don't see him being my 120 here. I'm not even sure I would 120 anything after coup. It's just so awful, right? Like 120ing is so slow, it is so much QP and XP. I mean, holy crap! Getting one unit from 100, not from 1 to 1 to 120, but from 100 to 120 is like leveling another servant from 1 to 100, each level. Like, so it's 1 to 120 times. I don't know why I made that so complicated. It's 1 to 120 fucking times. I don't want to do that. But yeah, if it's Billy is I was gonna say it might happen, right? If there's anybody, it's like Billy and maybe Mori. Those are the two I'm kind of thinking about. And there's some other units I like a lot, but because they're 5 stars, I don't think they need it as much. I'm not gonna lie, Billy will probably be 120 someday. I don't know if I'm gonna do it like the second coup is done at 120, but I can't see myself like just forever ignoring it and not making him 120 because it'd be kind of awesome. Like, can you imagine Billy with good normal card damage, right? Just like standard good normal card damage. That would be really nice. And he'll probably get an animation update someday, then I really gotta do it. Yeah, I guess I couldn't do Morty to 120 even if I wanted to. Who am I kidding? Alright, we got that thing to do. Got new main story now that apparently I haven't actually met the criteria for. That's what I get for not playing the damn game. Let me do a free quest real quick just to get the AP going. This stage was Cleopatra, I think. In before nobody slots it because that's how it is. Oh, there we go. This team should do fine. Do I have any more spawn CEs? I don't think so. Although I guess there's a chance that these guys might... There might be another mob of one of the other CEs make spawn. I didn't really pay attention to that. My Ash at level 110. Banner win. Oh, so are you out of coins? So you're like stuck there? Ash scales so much with stats though. I'm sure there's a 120 Jolter out there somewhere. That must be so good. Like, Avenger is obviously neutral at everything, but they're a bit stronger when they are at neutral than most classes, and she has such a high attack stat. That must be just absolutely crazy. She's probably like 1k attack or some nonsense, and then, my god, what if you give her like, you know, one of those CEs with 2,400 attack on it at level 100? I can't even imagine how high her stats get. And then faux pas, because faux pas are basically 500 more attack that you don't see. Hey, Cairo. Effectively, you could probably get her attack, I'm just guessing, but probably to like 25k or some bullshit. That is absolutely nuts. And then if you're fighting a berserker, just get out of here. Alright, give me this loot. You wouldn't want my eyes, Nu. They're useless. Wouldn't do much good. I accidentally just minimized the game. There we go. I'm guessing I just need to do get a few more points to do the main story. I am so far behind today. I'm with an AP on like every account ever. Why am I buffing? I'm pretty guys, do you think my level 100 Mordred NP5 can do 97k to a Lancer, right? Like, I wonder. I clearly need the extra buffs. We're gonna have to switch Mysticode in Merlin. Nope. Oh yeah, and she has an event bonus. Oh man, that was so close. 600k. Might need Tam Vince, yeah. How many do I have? 76. That's nothing. Like, that is nothing. That doesn't fill me with confidence in the slightest. I should buff stack my Mordred in this event at some point just to see how much damage we do. Okay, well, boom, we can do the main story, but let's do the side stuff real quick. Get the boring crap out of the way. I don't think these dropped anything off memory. Why does everyone have that CE now? Just Bond, sure, why not? I'm gonna bring Atlas in case they debuff me. Imagine event CE with +1 hero proof drop. I would be all about that. Actually, can we just have that all the time? So when you go farm that America stage, right, for Void Dust, you can get like +1 Void Dust, +1 hero proof, right? Chat, okay. JP or NA, either way. If they put out a craft essence that you had to get with rare prisms, so let's say it's 5 rare prisms, and there's one for each bronze mat. So you could spend 5 rare prisms to get +1 to hero proof, and so anytime a hero proof drops, you get an extra one. So 5 drops, you get 5 extra, so on and so forth. How many of y'all would do it? In a heartbeat? I would too. I would burn, because I have so many golds that I don't care about. Like, I have 2 Kiaras, 2 Space Ishtars, you know, I dislike them both greatly. I would just burn them immediately, right? I just instantly in the fire, grab the CEs, let's fucking go. No question. Alright, so the enemies got stunned this time, and I see that they have guts. I wonder if there's some trick to it, or if it's just 1 stack of guts. I kind of feel like they're gonna keep using guts until something specific happens. We have attack down. Oh, we have NP seal. It's permanent. What? NB4 you have to like, this is where being able to read the text is probably pretty important. I wonder if they all have to die on the same turn or something. That's the kind of shit they would do here, I feel like. Well, let's smack one and see what happens. I'm gonna be so disappointed if their guts is gone. Their guts is gone. Are you kidding me? So the only thing here is you just can't NP them and kill them all instantly, but that's pretty much it. Do I do another star bomb? Probably not. Should have brought a counter class, but I didn't think it would matter. I just whiffed so much damage. Could have killed 2 of them there. I feel like this attack down is only like 20% or something. That doesn't seem that major. Arthur, you're killing me here with these crit chances. I should have done the quick card. Okay, Arthur, fantastic. Great job. Setting a terrible example for Mordred. Didn't get either of the crits there. I'm actually making 30 stars with a not critting, and also having a few stars from the previous round. I think we had like 35 stars or something. I think we have heal rate up or something. Why can't they make these stages real? Why can't this be real content? Now, whenever debuffs are in little boxes like that, you can't remove them. Well, that's actually not entirely true. There's a few exceptions to that, but normally it's like, if you can remove them, you have to do it by fulfilling a criteria. Like, I think it's the Go West rerun challenge quest with Nukehead. You had like NP down or something like that, and the only way to get rid of it was NPing with like damaging NPs, and it would like go away. Something like that. I don't think I'm remembering that gimmick exactly correctly, but it's something in that area. The stage changes depending on who you smack. I mean, nothing seems to be changing when I kill one of them, so. Although he fucking blew up Mordred. The stage is, oh, I see. That thing that, oh, damn. I almost want to reset. You know what? I'm gonna reset it. Or I could, no, fuck! Okay, I think I reset it in time. Anyway, yeah, I guess it's like a, once you punch them in the face, it's like a difficulty select. So let's go punch the gold one in the face. So it's like pick your poison. Did I get it in time? I did. Alright, let's maybe solo it with something. What do we want to use here? So you can't NP, which is kind of rough. Burgess would be good if you're gonna do it at neutral. Like, obviously, doing like Ryder Kentucky or whatever, that's like the way to go. But yeah, let's see how Burgess does. Well, we won't do command codes because I'm hoping she doesn't need it. Atlas is fine for her. Oh, actually, maybe not though. I just realized one really bad thing for her here is if she can't NP, she doesn't get her cooldown reduction. That's really crappy for her. Yeah, CEs that boosted drops would not break the game at all. It wouldn't matter at all. If anything, at this point, the tedium of farming, I think, hurts the game. Alright, that's pretty interesting though, depending on which one you punch. I guess I hit the silver one. So, hitting this one should make it the hardest. I wonder if the attack up they got is just bigger. I was kind of hoping like different gimmicks would kick in. I think that would be cooler. That's an opening hand. I wasted George's taunt, I see. I like how they give you NP gauge, but you can't NP, so who cares? Oh my god, they did this. I know exactly why they did that. It's for It's for Brave Liz, because, you know, this is a Liz event. That is so what they did that for. Because she can use her third skill. She's viable, right, guys? Actually, she is, but it's not the third skill. That's, like, they've done that a few times where they try to, like, make stages that contrive making Liz's third skill good. That shows how bad of a skill it is that you have to do all that. Like that dragon stage in Guildfest, and you had like so much time where you didn't want to NP and just beating on mobs, you'd have over 100% battery, so you might as well use the third skill and stuff like that. Man, when I don't need to farm in Arknights, I just have fun, dude. There's so many challenge stages you can do, and you can go replay boss fights in the main story, and you can do boss fights in old events now. Like, it's great. I actually love it when I don't have any farming to do in Arknights. If FGO could be like that, I'd be quite happy. So having like been playing Arknights a bit lately, and seen them do multiple events in the time frame that FGO's done one event, and that every single one of those Arknights events is better than the one FGO event we have. It's just sad, man. Like, it sucks. Like, there's just no reason for it to be like that. I'm gonna make stars here, I guess. Maybe someday we'll get story replay. You're doing some damage. So we might actually die here, depending on what their NP does. If like, they do like buff removal or something, then the other one NPs me, I'm pretty screwed. Wait, does that heal boost work on Burgist? It might. It probably does. That is such a shitty heal boost. It's 10%. Why even, literally, why even make that a gimmick? Okay, that one's gonna die, so it won't get to NP. But yeah, the gimmick is 10% heal rate up. What a joke. I guess I make stars again. Shame I didn't bring the heal boost command code though, because then we could have a pretty meaty heal. Oh man, chat, I'm healing for 400 more health than normal. NP down. That is so pointless when you can't NP. Well, even hitting the gold one, this still wasn't all that interesting. Really cool concept. I wish they'd made it actually worth a fuck. So what happens if you hit the bronze one? Do they not even get the attack buff? You don't, oh, you lose the NP seal and attack down, and you get attack up, and the mobs don't get attack up. I mean, the NP seal honestly made it less fun. Like, not being able to NP is just boring. Okay, this is for a Liz copy. Let's use Mordred. It's counterclassing, but I just want to see the numbers. Two whole proofs. I mean, I'll take it. Maybe that will be a gimmick for the challenge quest. Maybe that'll be a bigger version. Odd combo. Attack up, defense up. Actually, I think that is apply something on attack. And this looks more complicated than just defense up. Might be defense up against something specific. Probably not gonna matter. Well, the defense up is applying. Like, you can see it appearing. Scath breaking her arm every time she attacks. Because it couldn't be bothered to make a custom sprite. Or a custom animation to go from that pose to her attack pose, I should say. It's always funny seeing how short Mordred is. Looks all intimidating with the armor and everything, but still not that tall. Like, NP Seal can be a good gimmick if it's temporary, like, but if it's just for the whole thing, you have no NP, it just makes the game a lot more boring. You have way less decisions to make, you're not going to use units like Hans, ever, right? It's not good. Now, I guess I smacked Scath, excuse me, they're totally different. I'll probably just kill it. Let's see if I can target switch then. I'm not using invulnerability because I'm brave. If I remember correctly, Mordred's second skill buff was with the APOC rerun. It's been out for a good while on JP, so it should be fairly soon on NA. Man, I don't need stakes at all. I've never needed stakes on any of my accounts. Maybe someday, though. So we have, I think this is the first time you've gotten an extra copy of Temporary, so you can get the NP rank before they're permanent. That's rather strange. It's actually almost ready where we could like test her out against Lobo and stuff. But we'll wait a bit until she's actually proper. But I'm interested to see how she does in comparison to... Oh god, I'm gonna have to actually level her, aren't I? I don't know, maybe I'll just summon someone else's when we do that, so I don't have to bother. I don't want to get skill ranks up. Gold Rider gems on Liz? I don't think so. I mean, I've got a 10-10-10 Charlotte, but like there's just not enough servants. There's not enough servants that need stakes. So the easy stakes you get from just like playing the game naturally and from event shops is more than enough for me to keep up with like every servant. Because I've leveled several servants that use stakes, but not enough to ever run out. I have never farmed them, ever. I've bought them from event shops, but I've never done a stage and be like, oh, let's farm this for stakes. That's never happened. Not even a free quest outside of an event. This is a level 25 stage. I don't think there's going to be any fun to be had here. That music clash was pain. Now, if they ever added like 3 servants in a row that I really liked, and like 2 of them use stakes, and then I was leveling something up from the past, like skill ranks on an old servant, and they use stakes, then I could fall behind. Like, you could, it's easy for any bronze mat to evaporate. That's true, you also have passives now that take stakes. I think somebody's passives I leveled actually did take stakes. Chat, I like that tree back there more than Liz. That's actually not fair though, the tree is green. So, you know, it's actually kind of cool. Did those always have a sprite? I think they might have had one in Fate Zero. Did Liz just get eaten? Good defense. Let's buff Mordred out to Wazoo, just cause. Let's see, which team do I have for just bullshit? Probably that. Now, normally I would do like Poster Girl to switch in an extra buffer, but there is just no, and normally I would Qin Gong to bring in yet another extra buffer, But because they're level 25, I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll do a more generic setup, although I might have Qin Gong as an option in case I'm like, oh hey, we have an extra wave, so I can do some extra buff stacking. It is so silly that I even have Merlin. I never tried to get him. I threw one summon ticket at Merlin right up as a joke, and I got him. And I was like, oh, okay. That was so many years ago too, and I have only ever used him for buff stacking like this. I have not one, well, actually I have used him when I'm like testing things against a boss and seeing like how good Merlin is or whatever, but I've never used him for like my initial clear of anything or for anything serious. Yeah, it is nice having OP supports just to do silly nonsense, right? Even if you're not going to use them for challenge quests and whatnot. It's fun to see just like how broken you can get like damage numbers and things like that. Do these add event damage? I can't remember. I think this one might add 100% event damage, which means the challenge quest is going to be scaled around that. That's going to be annoying. We'll do vanilla though. We'll just... Although I could always do that. Let's see. So we've got 30. Does she have her passive? She does. So she has 40 NP on her own. 50 because of Qin Gong, 70 because of Merlin, 90 because of the other Merlin, so I'm 10 NP short. Well, if I get to Qin Gong, then I can get that other 10 NP. Like, what I'm getting at is I don't need starting NP, generally. Alright, fuck it, we'll do the old Black Grail. I'll do Ox King. And then if I can get another buffer... Probably Waver, actually, just because if he NPs it so much. Oh, Qin Gong. Dude, my Qin Gong, I get a second passive to 10, so he can turn 1 NP with all kinds of options, which is nice. And if you're okay with using his second skill, you actually don't need to level up his passive. You can just unlock it, and that gives him 10%, and then regular K-scope, and then use his second skill, and then boom. Where if you got the skill at 10 though, then you can save his second skill if you want to, like if you need it for something. Gonna bring Ku just to get Bond. There's a chance these stages drop something, but who cares? I'll bring Bond up, I guess. Ku has such a long way to go. Where the hell are my Bond CEs? That is not what I meant. My Bond boosting CEs. There we go. Yeah, chat, let me just get Ku's Bond CE real quick. That's the way to buff stack. Do I have like... I thought it was like level 15 or something, but yeah, there's that one, but that one is at only 5% for you. It's 15 for other people. I need to just level all of the CEs that I plan to use a lot. There it is, god damn. Don't have the team cost for that though. And if I change it, well, I could lower it's not enough Bond to care. Just do that, there you go. I think this is like a set, you have set 50 Bond, here we go. That's the good shit. Alright, Mordred go Burr. You know, an occasional 5-star CE ticket is a pretty great idea for like those poor bastards that are like one away from MLBing something, or that one CE that they just can't get because they're unlucky. Like they've been playing for years and they just miraculously haven't gotten, you know, Black Grail or something. That really would be nice, especially because there's so many more. There's so many more CEs these days. I need one Black Grail to finish it, feels bad. Also, sorting by rarity doesn't help at all. That's actually the opposite of helpful. Okay, there's only one wave! Fuck! Well, there goes our ability to do cool stuff, because if Qin Gong NPs, I'm pretty sure he's just gonna kill them all. And that means we can't do the extra buffer. What a joke of, oh my god. Okay, well, that means I need 10 NP somehow. What's the least amount of damage I can do? Let me see here. So I think what I want to do... Oh god, though, they might NP drain. No, they do NP down. Alright, so we taunt Mordred so she'll get a hit for the 10, so she doesn't have to attack. Because I need to keep that 57k one alive. Wait, no, we have enough. Yeah, we have enough. Where did I go wrong in my calculation here? Did I forget about Chin's second skill or something? So let's see, she started with 20. She gives herself 30. That's 50. Chin puts you at 60. And then the two Merlins are 20-20, so that's 40. How did I get that wrong earlier? Can I just not count? I don't know how I got that wrong earlier. I must have missed something. Anyway, still don't get my extra buffer though. Well, they have defense down, so that's kind of like having waiver, right? By the way, this is why break bars exist. Because not only can you do this really easily on turn 1, but you can actually do even worse than this on turn 1, so... Chat, I think she's gonna kill it and then probably kill Liz as well, which I would be okay with that. I mean, what? Okay, yeah, a little bit of damage. Casual 3 million. Yeah, just do 1 million to each. Okay, yeah, that's totally. Yeah, see, guys, we don't. Who needs health bars, right? That wouldn't kill anything. I wish there was another wave though. Could have done Qingong stuff. Yeah, if you min-max it, you can pretty easily get 2 more buffers. You have like 1 to a 3-turn buff, die because you had Poster Girl or whatever, and then you cycle the next buffer with Qingong, and then you switch. So you can get 2 more buffers in there, so you could get quite a bit more damage than that. Yeah, they had an inherent defense down, that's true. Let's go with, was it Caster? Maybe we buff stack Medusa. That's a unit I don't buff stack very often. Yeah, Caster Berserker. Cairo, one of these days. You don't even get the damage that way. Missing out. Alright, where's the snake? Alright, maybe there's more trash this time and I could cycle, but we'll do like really quick bombs. We're not gonna do all the like contrived taunt wall buff stacking bullshit that you can do. We can do better than this, though. Let's see. Alright, what do I have for quick? Not a whole lot. I mean, Waver makes sense because he's just a generic amount of damage if he does his NP. Like, he's 70% with his NP, I think. There's Alex. I mean, I might just do the 3 buffers, right? You just do the 2 and then do the switch and that's it. Because... like, these stages are too easy to, like, work at another buffer. Yeah, I can do that. I need bond on... Who do I need coins on? I want Qingong's NP, so that's one I wouldn't mind bringing, but who do I need coins on? I mean, Billy, Mori, honest, oh, damn it. Chat, oh, damn, I just thought of this, so I kind of begrudgingly got Mori to Bond 10 because his Bond CE is worthless, right? It doesn't do anything. But I like Mori a lot, so I was like, I want to at least get him to Bond 10, right? And if they ever do another event like Guadia, of course I want Mori maxed out and ready to go, right? But now, there's like no way to get coins on Mori except for Bond 15. And like, am I supposed to put Mori in the back row all the time again now? Because then I don't have any room for like Qin Gong and the units that's actually practical to get Bond on, because it's not practical to get Bond on Mori. It's kind of same for Canis, right? I have no intentions of trying to go beyond Bond 10. I just wanted to get, you know, at least the default maximum. But again, no way to get coins. But my God, though, it's so funny how, because the game's been out for a while, you know, I got 2K Foe Ku, 2K Foe Canis there, 2K Foe Mori, 2K Foe Billy. And then Sanson is almost there. Let's see, he's like crazy close, I think. Oh yeah, he pretty much this event and he's good to go. And then Mordred doesn't have as many because I never really intended to get her maxed. I just wanted her to be like a noticeable step above, but I don't know, maybe she will be next, we'll see. I might save them though because there's a lot of... Oh, Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's probably who I'll actually start doing foes for after Sanson, I would think. Where is my bond with... So my Hans on my Hercules account, which is a rather young account that we do not play often, and we don't really farm, but it's been putting Hans in the back row for the story, and he's like 40k away now from Bond 10, where my main account apparently isn't even Bond 8. So that's unfortunate. Somehow the Herc account beat me to the punch on that one. I really do need to fix that because his is actually kind of good. Okay, he's close. 2k Foe Canis, that's almost enough to get 10k attack. I think you mean Sanson there. Canis doesn't have a hard time getting stats. Where, yeah, she's at 14,000 essentially, right? She's like 18 short of 14,000. Sanson over here at 9,800. Hans hater. You know, I bet you half of you all saying that have Bond lower than that on Hans. I'm just saying. Okay, I guess we'll go with Qin Gong for the, it doesn't even matter. I was just kind of having fun looking at all my... I'm trying to think if I foed something else on this account that I'm forgetting about. I don't think so. Obviously on my ult. So I really do need to get Percival to 90 though. He really deserves it. And I have a lot of grails right now. It's like him and Tesla, but I want to make sure when I get Ku coins I can actually grail Ku. So it's all very awkward right now and I don't really know what to do. Mine is Bond 10. Yeah, but you didn't say anything. Yeah, it's good in certain situations, especially if you combine it with someone else that has magic resist or someone else that gives team debuff resistance. Oh, it's a fucking monkey. So this is not really a great stage to do what I'm doing here. Oh, but we got quick up. How about that? Because there's 7 enemies. Let's see. I could wait. I don't have to fire right now. Oh no, let's do it. Let's see how much refund she gets. Not a lot, because Medusa's hit count is not particularly high, so... Now, I want to do maximum damage. I should bring in Waver right now. But I could save Waver for, like, battery on the next one, which just... I mean, it's a lot cooler to see it all the damage in one place. Wait a minute. All this damage, though, carries over. So I should just NP now, and then try to NP again, and then do the defense downs and the attack ups and stuff there. I won't even do monstrous strength here. Her refund is not the best. 5. Fantastic. So if I had given her those starting NP, she could NP again right now. Like if I had given her K-Scope, right, she would NP, then I could do the Scatty stuff with an NP, then I could bring in Waver and use her third skill. Unfortunately, we can't do that. We can see, I guess, big normal card damage here. Well, we're probably not going to be able to get like the maximum. Okay, actually, I could kill one and then get my NP, then NP next turn, and everything. All my buffs linger. So no, we're not done yet. Okay, hold up. We got this. Chat, do you realize how corrupt you all would be if you all had access to Paimon Royale all the time? I don't just mean in my channel, I mean in like in any. If you all could just go around spreading Paimon Royale around, I mean, the mud you all would fling on this website. The damage. You all can't be trusted with that. Okay, we're missing one defense down, but because of like the way defense down stacks in like caps, I don't think it matters. There's 7 streamers using it. Oh god. That wasn't bad. Oh, hi, Mordred. So that wasn't a skippable decision, like you couldn't skip there, so I guess it affects what stage you do or something. Oh god. Oh god, it's oh god, yeah, Lost Belt 6 moment indeed. What the fuck are we doing right now? Can you reorganize? You can. Let's see. Well, Saber, Berserker, so that would be the way. I mean, technically that would be the way, but I just feel like using Rice Man, because why not? Although, actually, this is kind of a fun synergy, because they're both Buster, but now we'll do Robin. There we go. Poor Bedivere. I like how the team cost is 0. I mean, I bet you this CE has no stats on it. Oh, look! It has no stats on it! Who knew? And they also, none of them have faux items. Very nice. We'll do that just for the XP. This is only cool if you like handcraft a puzzle to, like, that actually matters, right? Like, cause if they know exactly what you're using, they know what the difficulty can be. And if you make something interesting, then it's not so bad, but they never do that. And it's absolutely a terrible idea to do often, because the whole point of FGO is to use your favorite units and do stuff with them, right? That's like the whole that's the whole draw of the game, is, you know, building your team and, you know, using the units you like to beat up the baddies or whatever, right? So it is never something they should do often. Now, interludes are different. Like, if they make you use the servant in their own interlude, that's fine, because it's their interlude, and if you unlock their interlude, you clearly leveled them, and so on and so forth. And, like, if you had, like, little puzzles, like, oh, yeah, you gotta do this solo with Mordred, and, you know, the stage is designed where it's beatable by Mordred, but you need to play her properly, right? Like, play really well, that's fine, right? And you could do that with Ku, where that'd be fun, right? Like, making little stages that are, like, little gimmicky stages designed. You just make it so that it's beatable when that unit is at, like, you know, whatever level they need to be to unlock the interlude. So you don't assume that they're grailed or anything, and that would be fine. A lot of idiots in chat today, I swear. Let's see. Wait, this is the only enemy left? Game, please. Well, this is sad. I like how the Chimera is skill locked permanently for some reason, and he's got crit down, so he doesn't even get to do what Chimeras do. Watch kitty gloves. Kind of a cool background. Liz's singing is scaring them. That sounds about right. Is this going to be like Hansel and Gretel right here? That face. I like Mordred's voice line for Bedivere. She sees like the silver arm as like a toy. I was trying to see if they were going to do like Hansel and Gretel stuff here, but doesn't seem like it. Yeah, Mordred wants to air quotes borrow the arm. The hell is going on here? Man, Hector needs to be in serious stories more. It was cool that he was in Lost Belt 5. Saves our asses, but he's not in it very long, unfortunately. Alright, we'll, I guess to be thematic, we'll use Mordred. I mean, it's just gonna be so easy no matter what we do. Oh, God. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know how to take care of this. Doesn't have MLB K-scope on that one, or the passive. Somebody's gotta have it. I can use mine, obviously, but slots. I mean, there's only one option here, chat. I'm shocked no one has it up, though. It's normally really easy to find. Like, I've got it, you know, I've got the combo, but, there we go. Nino's got it. This is how we take care of this nonsense. You know what, let's use something we don't use often. Let's see. There we go. Let's see if it counts as a jungle. Nice cooldowns, by the way. Don't you dare. Oh, I dare. You know, I actually would like to use Fergus. The only reason I didn't, because I was thinking about that, because we don't use him a lot, was one, oh shit, it's a customized Spriggan. But, I like how I immediately could tell it was a Spriggan, by the way. But anyway, just his animations are old, and he was counterclassing, and I figured it'd be more fun to do it at neutral, but, what the hell? I'm invisible! Man, imagine if this event wasn't a joke! Right now, this would probably be fun if you were like literally a day 2 account, right? But like, this should be fun if these fights actually mattered, right? Like, that's pretty cool. Oh, can you even target it, I wonder? Yeah, you can target it. I'm guessing he just has permanent evade right now, so you would need sure hit. Which Taiga has sure hit, by the way. I assume when you kill Hector, it goes away. That would be my guess. But this would be awesome if these fights were like on par with the boss fights from Good to Final, or even Saber Wars, right? Saber Wars isn't that hard, but if it was at least that hard, these kind of gimmicks would be interesting. There's nothing like a good gimmick wasted on a stage so easy that it's irrelevant. I assume his NP animation and everything is the same as the Spriggan. That is a cool reskin, though. Kind of pointless to do the Buster Up right now. I mean, surely he's not gonna one-shot us, right? Well, he doesn't have evade anymore. Actually better to attack him, though. Okay, I'll evade. Not really necessary, but let's see if it's a jungle. Hey, it's a jungle! Kind of rare. I was really hoping for some crits just to be fancy there. The game was not having it. What? I'm sure this is fairy tale related. Put it into a hag. I just hope maybe like at the end of the event they have some side stages that are harder and they kind of revisit some of these ideas. Hector and Gretel, apparently. You broke her neck. My apologies. This is strange. So was that like the witch? I don't even... Why are so many people in my chat today talking to me like I've been playing this game for 5 minutes? There's been a lot of that in my chat today, and I legitimately do not understand what we're doing here. Oh, damn it. We're at the time gate. Man, that was a whole lot of just nothing there. Let's see. Well, we can check out the free quests just cause. I like how the free quests are way harder than the main story. Not that they're hard, but like that's just kind of silly. I guess I'll go with one of these just cause most of these stages drop the poison apples. So, you know, I bet you my Saber setup probably works here, and I have no idea what bonus spawn there is here, so I'm just going to guess. Fuck team cost. Let's see. Mordred doesn't actually need K-scope. Hell, I think she can use, Wait, she can use a 50% one now, too, if I want to, because she's got the second skill maxed. So I can do this, I can do, Sakura, I can do whatever I want, really. Higher stats. See if we get anything that way. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Mordred can NP with like Golden Sumo on turn 1. That would help. It's pretty handy. Did you know if you fail a stage, you should level your servants and CEs and try again? I love how you can fail to Fluffy, right? And there's people out there that fail to Fluffy when they're just like, you know, maxed, you know, armed to the teeth, you know, and they just don't have the right setup. Or they get unlucky or whatever, and they lose, and the game tells them that. Yeah, let me go level all my 90 to 100 servants again. Clearly, you gotta go to 120. I wonder when if they're gonna do this like 3 to 6 thing from now on when there's bonus spawns. Probably just so they put the system to some use. It is kind of wild though, like so many servants can loop because of it that normally can't. Like if you hit 6 enemies, you're getting the refund off of NPing twice at once, essentially. The cool thing is though, if you're wanting to like just mess about, it does give you some kind of fun things to deal with. Like if you're just dicking around, it's kind of a fun sandbox. Also looks kind of cool to hit 6 targets. You can also get ludicrously large damage numbers. Like we should do that later once I have more of the CEs. I should buff stack Mordred again like we did earlier, but do it against 6 enemies. Just get utterly ridiculous damage. Arthur, you failed me. Oh, hi, Fergus. We're just talking about you. Now, I could cast like their second skills to guarantee crits here, but I'm gonna have some faith. She's got double buster up, double attack up. I actually think she only has the attack from Chaco John up, but still it should be enough to kill. Yep. Easy peasy. I suspect that remade Spriggan they did there, they'll probably use that in the future. That's something that you can use in a lot of situations, like even in the main story, not just events, so we'll probably see that again, I figure. Otherwise, I don't think they would have bothered to make it. Let's see if my Saber setup can deal with this stage too. Probably. It's pretty strong at neutral. I mean, you could turn any of these stages into nodes with 6 enemies. It's just up to the craft distances you bring. That is still one of the weirdest trash mobs they've ever made. I'm kind of annoyed though that they've got this giant fairy tale themed event and we didn't get like a Shakespeare animation update. Like what are we doing? And they didn't add any characters from fairy tales. When there are some in the game, it's not like they don't exist in Fate, they do. So why on earth did you make an entire event with this theme and then do nothing with it? Like it's just silly. But they're just using it as like a really shallow backdrop. Yeah, you could do a nursery rhyme animation update. That'll work. My Jason is 120 now? How much FP did that take? Although I suppose if you don't unlock his passives first, it might not be too bad. Because the passives are the nasty part. Still, that's Herc approves. Yeah, that's still a lot though. How much damage does he do? That's kind of fun. I bet you at 120 he's actually a lot better at like AoE stuff. 600 NP copies, yeah. Jeez, dude. At least he's a 1-star. So it's not, it could be worse, right? But still. Get that Serenity out of here. Just messing us up yesterday on NA. I bet you it would take more than 2 million SP. Because off memory, I've used about 2 million SP on my main account since the coin system, if not more. And I don't think any of my bronzes have enough coins. Like pretty much all of my bronzes have enough coins to get 1 passive, but that's it. I don't think any of them can get 2, let alone going all the way to 120. That's true though, if you get some from Bond actually, fair enough. And I imagine if you're 120ing Jason, you've probably got Bond with him already, so that makes it a bit easier. That video I made, chat, with Hohenheim and Fionn, it would have been better if my Hohenheim, I could have like done better min-maxing if my Hohenheim had his second passive unlocked. And my Hohenheim has 115 coins and you need 120. I was not thrilled. I'm guessing there's like 2 or 3 more days before like you get the final Liz and all that. Now, surely I don't need to bring anything specific for this again. At Bond 10, you only need 400 copies of a 1-star. This is some nice peaceful music. I could use that right now. Oh, hi. Oh, God. Oh, we have to have fun. Never mind, we're gonna have fun. I bet you can, I think it's like if you kill, this, something happens, you can see it. Oh, they're gonna run it. They're gonna run it! So I think she has damage resistance, so you can't really do anything to her, but I bet you as soon as you kill this guy, she not only loses the shield, but she's gonna lose the health too. There's no, why I can't, look, by all means, give people the option to kill the tree and win it easier, but if people want to strong arm it and do 5 million damage, let them, because we absolutely can, right? Like, it's not that hard these days. But yeah, I'm not gonna reset then, because I'm quite sure if we, she probably won't lose all of her health, but her health will go down to like 100k, 50k, 80k, you know, whatever, something like that. Maybe if we get lucky, they'll do like 200k. Let's see, Arthur gets the anti-giant damage, so we will do that. Too bad he only got 1 card though. Real shame Arthur didn't get a Buster card, because you could show his Buster up, crit up, anti-giant up, and then that crit up, and the attack up that we just got from her.
Oh.
60% chance for greatness. Not even that much greatness, but it's something. Yeah, you could hurt her with dots, that's true. Get double salami in here. That's actually kind of, that is a way to have some fun right there. If I had Limbo, I would probably mess around with that. Damn, he actually has got quite the attack stat. For being a level 45 anyway. Alright. How much are they gonna run this? So there is an event coming up that's 5.5 locked, and it's Lost Belt 6 lock, so I'm hoping at least one of those events is good. It gives us something unique. Oh my god! Chocojana! It just kills her! It just straight kills her! That's just sad. That is just sad. You probably could kill her with dots though. If you had a really good setup that was really min-maxing dots, you could probably do it. It might take a while. You have to maybe incorporate a little bit of stalling, but I just don't understand when they do stuff like this, because it's like teasing at having a fun fight, but it's not actually a fun fight. Like even for a new player, that's going to be nothing. Well, maybe we do some Saber Wars, because we're kind of caught up over here, and just farming is not particularly interesting. Let's see where we're at with this stuff. I haven't even looked at how far these ladders go. God, get that shit off my screen. 600k. Probably not going to be that hard in the later nodes, I suspect. So we're probably going to get... I'm going to guess we're going to get 5 lures from this event or something, because 1 from the challenge quest, 3 from the ladders, probably 1 from the final like event stage, and they might do like 1 from like when you're getting NP copies or something. But maybe it's just 4 of them and not 5. We'll see. But I could see them doing 5 or more. They did like what, 8 last time. I should probably buy the CEs. You know, I'm not sure I'm going to bother buying the coins. I don't care about Liz at all. Mecha Liz Mach 2 is fine. The rest of them, not so much. Hey, hero proofs though. I can get behind that. Yeah, I gotta do this on this Thinno account. It's gonna need this stuff. It got a lot of bones from the first event that it did. Oh yeah, I wonder, do I need to get aerial drive on this account again? I have 2 copies of it, MLB. Like, 2 copies of it. I mean, go for 3, why not? I guess I will. I have a lot of Buster Servants, so I don't see why not. I'm sure by the end of the event I'll have plenty of mats to spare. Definitely want Made in Halloween. Because I actually got Made in Halloween on my original account, but I re-rolled after the original Halloween event, so I actually don't have it on this account right now. And it's a good one, so that one I'm definitely getting. Yeah, I'm glad they're giving out more lures, because it's been a real problem because of the new passive system. Like, every old servant all at once suddenly needs 3 more lures. Like, that's crazy. I don't think they'll... I feel like they're going to do something weird with this event with the rerun. I don't think they'll just generically rerun it. And if they do, I feel like if you already have some of this stuff, they won't let you get it again. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe they feel like in a year, they don't mind you getting all those coins again, so you don't have to bond 15 Liz and things like that. I don't know. It's just kind of strange. I could see them doing something like, if you already have it, you get like mana prisms instead or something. They've historically kind of gone that route. Alright, let's go to NA. There's not too much fun to be had over here. Today is going to be a shorter stream though, and unfortunately we're going to put Metroid Dread off until tomorrow, just because, you know, doctor stuff. But it's fine. We'll just play it tomorrow. It'll be a good time. I got this, because the regular GameCube controller, you know, works, but it doesn't have enough buttons, so I had to order like the newer GameCube controller for the Switch. And the one I got, because it was like the best one for like boom for your buck and like actually being made properly. But it's like Mario themed, so I have a controller that's fucking Mario themed, which is pretty weird, because if I was gonna... Luigi's better is what I'm getting at, right? And there actually was a Luigi one, but it was like a limited time thing, and so it's like super expensive, so as much as I wanted to get that one, I couldn't justify the price, because it was like $100 for the Luigi one, and I'm like, I don't think so on that. Nothing really special happened at the doctor. I'm just doing my, shots, and they make me a bit sick, so. The better bro. I've always felt that way, and it's not just because he's green. Like, he's tall and thin, that's cool, and like, he's not a jackass. Because dude, Mario acts like such a dick in so many of the games, like straight up. And like Luigi is like, you know, afraid, but he generally faces the danger anyway. That's way cooler, right? That's so much cooler because like he's a, you know, scared, but you know he doesn't make him run away, right? So that, yeah, he's actually brave, right? Because if you're not afraid, you're not brave. You're fearless, and that can be awesome in its own right sometimes. But yeah, I've never liked Mario, and there's all these like bits in the different games where Mario's like just being a dick to like Luigi and stuff. So I never liked Mario, and I always liked when I was like a kid because I was like really skinny as a kid. I just liked that Luigi was like tall and skinny, right? I was like, oh, that's cool, right? It's different. Because the other brother, right? Because for a long time, you know, I only knew about Mario when I was a youngin', and then I found out there was this other one, and he's green, and green's the best color, so. Wario's alright. I mean, I'm not crazy about Wario, but like he's okay. I don't mind him. You know, he's kind of a fun character sometimes. I think I like Waluigi more than Wario. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just Waluigi is, first off, what a ridiculous name. And then like, you know, in Mario Tennis or whatever, you know, he's just so, like his sound effects and this, you know, the noises he makes are just, they're ridiculous, and it's funny, right? It's like enjoyable. Yeah, Bowser's great. I really like Bowser in Smash Brothers Melee because he's like competent there. He's got like a sharper, meaner design, right? Where in more recent years, but even back in the day, you know, Bowser's more of like a clown, right? Which it's not as cool, but yeah, I really liked him in Melee because he was like brutal for once. But I still like Bowser regardless, you know, big green turtle guy. It's good. Oh, we're doing a farming stage. Let me just get that out of the way. But like where it's really at, chat, is green Shy Guy. That's the good stuff. You got green Shy Guy, you got like Bullet Bill, that's a good one. Yeah, Bowser, they kind of made Bowser a wrestler ever since Brawl. He was really only that way, like, how he was originally in, like, Melee, and that was it. Then they kind of changed it. Because he had kind of a one-of-a-kind design in Melee. Like, just the look of his face and everything, it was just different to what he looks like in, like, Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine and all that. Like, it was just a different take. Which, I get some people didn't like because it didn't really match with how he normally was, which, fair enough. But, I liked it, actually. Yeah, Yoshi's pretty good. Who hates on Yoshi? Goombas are okay, but I like Koopas more. I mean, again, they can be green, so. I hate on Yoshi, that's a bad look, man. Bad look. Stupid dino. Oh no. I liked Koopa Kid more than Bowser Jr., but I feel like they have forgotten that Koopa Kid exists. Like, what was the last thing Koopa Kid was even in? Right, because I liked Koopa Kid more because he was like a lot more like Bowser, right? And where Bowser Jr. ironically really isn't, right? Like, yeah, I always liked Koopa Kid, like his attitude more. He was like, I don't know, tougher or something. He just had a more like Bowser-y look where, I don't know, Bowser Jr. just looked kind of strange. So Aaron, did you just like walk in the door and get Sanson? Good times, good times. All right, that's enough of this farming nonsense. Didn't Bowser adopt the other Koopalings? I'm sorry, Chad, I'm not up to date on my Mario lore. But I know there's like all those other, like Koopalings or whatever they're called. And I think they're not like biologically Bowser's kids. I think he just adopted them. Okay, we got a few more wanted quests we can do. We got the main story. Let's do the wanted quest, then we'll do the main story. Actually, no, let's do it the other way around because we might find a main or a wanted quest that we want to like keep and test units like we were yesterday. I actually wish I had kept that nuke head stage. That was way better for testing than I realized. Let's see if she can hack it. Berserker, Saber. Maybe the Saber's not too strong. I feel like we're sending her off to her death, but we'll see. I got the Grail last night, so Cat's level 100. Nice. I haven't been playing NA enough to get that done, but I'll get there eventually. So is the challenge quest out? Have people suffered? So, Aerie, purely off gameplay. So just completely ignore the designs, the art, all of that. Just 100% gameplay. Which Atalante do you like more? And we'll go with JP because they got the buff on JP. Zerker, it's pretty close for me. Zerker, here's how I feel about it. I actually like regular Atalante's gameplay more, but this is kind of strange, like, because it sounds like the same thing, but it's not. But I think Berserker Atalante gets to do funner content, if that makes any sense, right? Because of the kind of toolkit that Berserker Atalante has, you're more likely to use her in a meaningful way in like a solo or in like a setup to kill a nasty boss in a challenge quest, right? Like even in team play, you know, that she gets to do the fun stuff more often because she's single target. She has big nuking with the crits as well and hard survival. Well, Atalante's AoE, and that doesn't, although it comes up sometimes. They triple buffed. Who does that? Who? Fucking chickens, dude. I'm trying to kill off Summer, you know, variant here, and they're like, nah. Yeah, that I've done that myself, Aerie, and it's actually kind of nice how, like, easy it can be sometimes. But I just find, I like Atalante. I really like Atalante in a team because you get to do stuff. People really overlook this. Because her second skill is a 4-turn cooldown, you can just throw it out, right? And you don't use it when you do her NP. You do it like before her NP, and you get some crits. Then you NP, you make so many stars, you get crits without it, and then it comes back, and then you use it again, right? If you have like the right kind of setup to capitalize on that, she can just crit, and I find that actually quite fun. And then you can mix in like someone else getting buffed with the quick up. You can do that with the Berserker one as well. Basically, they're both fun, but I really like that second skill, and I always just enjoy those units like Zerker a lot and Atalante with like the big AoE that makes a bunch of stars, and then you can crit after it and stuff like that. I always enjoy that. Why is the Summer one still alive? I have no idea why I used that art card on the Summer variant, but yeah, actually I do think Archer Atalante is a pretty unique servant, and I think people really overlook that because everyone thinks her second skill is terrible. But I think Berserker Atalante actually gets kind of overlooked too because there's so many broken Berserkers that people kind of forget about her, but I think she has a surprising amount of like survivability to damage ratio, right? She can do an absurd amount of damage very quickly, and she can guarantee stay alive for a few turns, and sometimes that's all you need. We are so dead, and we had not a great chance, but we had a chance of beating this if I didn't lose half my life before my fucking taunt died. Like, if I had full health right now, probably still fucked, but, oh, no, we're fucked because she only stuns one unit at a time. I don't know why this event has been like this. Like, I've been trying to use Scath a lot just to, like, why not? And, it hasn't worked because, like, every time we use her, it's like, it's bad enough that it sabers, but there's always 3 enemies, so then you only stun one of them and you still take damage. She could probably do this stage, though, if she got absurdly lucky. Like, you would probably need insta-death to proc on something. You need to take no damage on the first wave. You need to get lots of cards. You'd probably need to bring a gut CE, things like that. But if you really went ham, I suspect you could beat this with her. Yeah, Gutsy E is definitely what you want. That, I think, actually would do it. If you did Gutsy E and you got crazy lucky hands, you got like 2 Brave Chains on the first 2 hands and you killed 2 of the things pretty much, you could probably do it. Alright, this looks like a lot easier than a lot of the other stages in the main story so far. I don't think there's gonna be that much fun to be had here. We'll save it for the wanted quests. Oh, here we go. We're just talking about Atalante. I don't have her second skill leveled all the way on an A. Hold on a minute. Not that you need it in this context, but principle. Oh yeah, we can choose Ares. That works. I gonna wait on that for a minute. I don't know, Ari, whatever you think is good for showing off, right? We'll just style on them, I feel. Because this is gonna be super easy for her. Dust, indeed. Boy, Dust is a hell of a drug. Dude, there's just... oh god, there's so many servants that need it. If I remember correctly, Void Dust is the most used mat in the entire game. Now, that might have changed over the last, like, year or so, where, like, oh, if I buy that one, I won't have enough. But, you know, they've added a lot of new servants that use old bronze mats, so maybe it's hero proofs now or something. Because I think it was Void Dust and then hero proofs. Those were the top 2 off memory. Oh hey, at least we get Void Dust right there, that helps. Alright, let's see what we got here. What do we got for showing off? My guess would be Golden Sumo or K-Scope. Okay, yeah, that, because K-Scope you could like kill all of them on turn 1, right? And then just instantly go into the crits, although I guess your taunts would still be alive. Alrighty, look at this stat difference here. Because my Sumo's 100 as well. So, yeah, that's a noticeable improvement. And then also yours is a higher NP rank. At least mine's respectable. It's not a complete travesty. I hate you all. That's an unfortunate typo I think a lot of people have made because they're right next to each other and it's like, you know, the first 2 letters are the same. He's been NP4 for years, need that spook. Just use the 4-star ticket, yeah. Yeah, I have Atalante NP5 by the way on my main, and I never rolled on a raid up. Never picked her as a free 4-star either. I've been playing my JP account though for so long now, I've actually got a lot of the default 4-stars at NP5. It just happens. What is absurd, and I don't think I need to finish this sentence because I think everyone knows what I'm about to fucking say, but I'm doing it anyway, is I've got all these, you know, I got NP5 Valkyrie, I got NP5 Atalante, I got NP5 Zerker lot. I don't have a single Herc, even though I have every other 4-star that's not limited or whatever, right? Every single one. And most of them at multiple NP ranks. And like, I'm pretty sure I've gotten Liz beyond NP5. I've burned her several times, so I have no idea what her actual NP rank would be. But I'm pretty sure I would have gotten her to at least 5. And I think Fionn is 5 now. He's either 4 or 5. Now, I did roll on a raid up for him. But I got plenty of spooks as well. Yeah, I don't even think I have another default 4-star at NP1. I might be wrong about that. There might be something weird. Especially units I don't like if I burn the extra copies. But like, I'm pretty sure Carmela's at like NP3 now. You know, Martha's NP2 or 3. And quite a few of them are NP5, like I said. I don't think I'm missing any other 4-star. It's just her. I'm actually positive of that because I've checked. And I don't think any of them are NP1, like they're all beyond that now. And again, I've been playing for long ass time, so it's not like it's not even that crazy that happened. What's crazy is not getting hurt. That's just absolute bullshit, especially because I also rolled on White Day and other things like that. Now, right now, if I remember correctly, my main account has Liz at NP2, but I've burned, like I said, various copies of her, so it would have been higher. I've got multiple copies of Tuna Can already. I wish these enemies were tougher because I want to be able to show off. We'll look for a stage where we can use her for real, but we kind of want an AoE stage with her. But I want to show off, you know, the NP damage into the crits and all that stuff, but... Oh yeah, I've gotten trap faced so many times. Also burned that one a bunch of times. I think I still have like one or two that I kept just cause. Can she kill them all right now? Maybe. 200k is a lot for AoE with no buffs. She's a big girl, so we'll see. I don't think she'll get it. If she had crit with that, then maybe. If they ever add a free 4-star, I'm absolutely picking Herc. You know, I used to... every free 4-star they've ever done, I've always used it to take a 4-star that I have already and make them a higher NP rank, like NP1 to NP2, right? Because that makes them like more complete feeling and like more functional. So I've always used it that way, because I didn't really want to unlock someone at NP1 and have them be like, you know, scuffed. Wow, she killed it, okay. I think she crit with the 60%, but still, that's not bad, kind of surprised. But yeah, because I have like all the 4-stars now and I've just been trying to get Herc for so long, I'm just gonna pick Herc, like fuck it. Actually, real quick, let's go, let's minimize here. Come on, bring up the bar. Work with me. There you go. Let's look at our 4-star situation here. Now, there's some in my second storage. And then there's, like, I remember I had... I'm gonna make some people mad, but I had Frankenstein in my second storage for quite a while. And I might have burned her. I'm not sure. But I know at some point I had Frankenstein. I have no idea what state she's in these days. Okay. So, let's see, what's Carmilla? Because that's one I've never, like, rolled on or, you know, bothered with. Only NP2. I wonder if I'm surprised at that. I wonder if I burned some I don't think I would burn copies of Carmilla, so I've probably just gotten the 2. I think Steno is 2. I'm almost positive, though, I burned a copy of Steno way back in the day. What's another, like, one that I don't typically use? The Antoinette, there's one. Oh, wow, she's only NP1. Okay, so I was wrong about that. There's at least someone else that, although, I mean, Herc's NP0, but still. Okay, NP3. See any other... She is... I can't remember. Is she story locked or something? Yeah, I think she's story locked. I don't even know why I have one of these then, to be honest, because I definitely didn't ever roll on a rate up. Why do I have that then? Where would I have gotten that? Let me think. There's like Lancer dailies. I feel like she was probably rated up with something else at some point. Maybe a Mordred rate up, perhaps, because, you know, over the years I've rolled on Mordred a few times. Maybe, yeah, it could have been Tesla. I don't remember when I got here. I have no idea. But yeah, that doesn't, because it's story locked, that doesn't really count. That's not quite the same thing. Valkyrie, I'm pretty sure is NP5, because I've been spooked by Valkyrie so many times since she got added. Yep, NP5. What about Tristan? He's probably like... NP3, not bad. Atalante, I think, is NP5. But maybe that's my ult account. Nope, NP5. Tomoe. I think I might have an extra copy of Tomoe that's just sitting there. But either way, she's NP2. Yeah, Tristan is story locked, but like White Day and things like that, I think is how I've gotten him. Not actually sure how I've gotten him that many times. That is actually kind of strange. Chiron is newer-ish, kind of. Still NP2, okay. Yeah, Herc has just been bullshit. I mean, fucking Nero! I don't, God, I think she's NP3, which is, no, okay, at least it's NP2. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought, but like, Jesus Christ. I don't even like Nero. Gwaine, obviously I focus on my ult account. He's only in NP2 over here. I like never use him on this account because he's level 100 and NP5, 10, 10, 10, all that stuff. So I don't really bother. I don't think I've ever rolled on a rate up on her. NP5? What? That's so ridiculous. Why aren't you one Herc? Like, look at this. NP5 Atalante, NP5 Valkyrie, NP5 Zerkala, NP5 Chocolate. Can one of those be NP4 instead of 5 and just have Herc? Like, please. God damn, game. Alright, what's Emiya? That's an interesting one because he's been in the game since the beginning. NP2. I have a feeling I had gotten other copies of him and I just didn't. I'm almost positive I have burned a copy of him. Because like, NP2 is good enough. She is story locked, so she's, yeah, just NP1. I've never like ever tried. I don't even know why I have her, but I've never like gunned for it. She's obviously NP5 because she's an FP summon, so that's not in the event and everything, so that doesn't even count. Who did you roll for Tell? I did roll for Tell, but I think I only got one copy back then off memory. But that is true. I do remember that I did roll for William Tell. Wow, she's NP4. Damn. I don't think I ever gunned for her either. All right, there's obviously a bunch of 4 stars that aren't leveled, but now see, this is one that I would love to be NP5, and I have picked him as my free 4-star, and yeah, he's NP3, which is fine, but you know, one of those I had to, you know, get myself, and then definitely lower than some of the other ones. But yeah, if he could be NP5, I'd be very happy with that. He's probably going to be level 100 someday. Now, it is so bizarre. I don't regret it, but it is so bizarre to me that I have a Grailed Calamity Jane when I hate her design. I don't mind her character, and I like her gameplay, but I fucking hate her design. But it's because it's so weird, but I don't regret this. This is very hard to explain. But because when I tried to get her NP3, like, because I had her NP2 from the first event, I just got lucky. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Well, she'll probably never get a rate up again. So I was like, you know what? We'll roll a bit, use summon tickets and stuff, and see if I can get her NP3. And then it took so much SQ to get her, just one copy. And it took so much SQ. I was like, if I'm gonna sacrifice all that SQ, then I want her to be at least like close to her best version. So like, fuck it, I'm gonna give her 2 Grails. But I kind of wish I had maybe done that later, right? Like, because I could have done like, cause you know, Percival, I'm really wanting to get to 90 now. And stuff like that, but I'm gonna grail a lot of 4 stars to 90 because it's only 2 grails, and there's a lot of 4 stars that I like. But I do like seeing Calamity Jane like solo and seeing what she can do. Like it's really fun, so I don't regret it. But it's just weird. It's not a servant I would have predicted that I would have at even 90. Okay, Jet Kita, no, she's limited. That doesn't count. Pinth. I don't know what Pinth is at actually. She's on like every account that I own. I've gotten her on all, okay, NP4. I think some of my accounts have her at 5, like maybe my regular ult. What's Atalante Alter? She is 4, that's pretty good. That's actually surprising considering how she's a lot more recent than Hercules. Do y'all see what I'm saying though? Look at how high because this is not abnormal, right? When you play the game this long, it happens, right? You're gonna get good NP ranks on your 4 stars. But how do I not have Hercules? Like, how? Like, what in God's name? Yeah, he's NP5. I get him all the time. Okay, now we gotta look for the ones that are not actually leveled. And again, some of them are in my second storage, but I don't want to show that on stream because it's a account recovery question. Oh, I think he's NP1, which actually sucks. No, he's limited though, isn't he? Yeah, he's limited. And I haven't leveled him because he's leveled on my ult. Rama is only NP1, but I want to say I'm gonna make people mad, but I want to say when I was really new to FGO, I think I burned a Rama. Oh, he is unlimited? Really? Well, hopefully I get spooked then. But yeah, I'm pretty sure early on I burned Rama, but you know, we don't, let's not go into that. Landling, I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact, now, it's not because I dislike him. Oh god, why is the NP5? Oh god, why is the NP5? I know I know I have burned Landling because I was like, Ares got him maxed out, and I was like, I already like 3 of them, so I'm like, I'm not really gonna use them because I'll just use Ares. So I remember burning some copies of him. But apparently I got him again since then, and he's NP5 anyway, so okay. How? Why is Landling NP5? Again, newer-ish 4-star, right? And then I got, you know, Valkyrie and Berserker Etalant. Why can't one of these, I don't mean all 5 of them, like the, you know, NP1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I mean one copy of them, why can't they be Hercules? Like, are you kidding me here? I probably will level Landling at some point, it's just, again, Ares is so good, and hers is 10, 10, 10. Like, mine's gonna be 6, 6, 6 for a while or whatever. So I'm just like, why bother then? Because if I want to do anything with them, I'm just gonna use Ares. Oh, well, there's a Frankenstein. I don't know if that's like the original one. Even that one's in P2. Okay, fair. It's Jesus. Is she unlimited? I think, yeah, she's unlimited. She's in the tutorial summon, for crying out loud. NP3, of course, added way after Hercules. Dude. Here's the thing, you get 4-star spooks frequently, 50% of the time actually, so that's why it's common to get a lot of this stuff. I just don't understand why I don't have one Hercules. I mean, unless I'm crazy, I don't think there's any other 4-star that I'm missing, and that's just, like, it sucks. He's in, like, 1! There's so many fucking 4-stars that I don't even roll on that are in P5. Can one of these NP ranks be Hercules, please? Like, I remember, chat, I had this exact thought, crystal clear. I had this exact thought very early on in FGO, right? When I was re-rolling, right? When I was re-rolling, I was like, you know, cause I remember one of the accounts I re-rolled, I think got Herc. And I was like, man, I really want that. But I was like, you know, he's a 4-star and he's unlimited. So I'm sure throughout my long journey with this game, I'm gonna get him anyway, and it's okay. It would lie, absolute bullshit. You know, now here we are 90 years later, and we got every other goddamn 4-star in the entire game, right? Oh, Jesus Christ, dude, Jesus Christ. You were naive. You know what's stupid? I rerolled for Mordred or something. I can't remember what rate of it was, but I think it was Mordred. And I don't remember if it was a split rate up or those daily things. I can't remember. But anyways, I'm pretty sure it was Mordred. And since then, I got Mordred a bunch of times. Like, so I didn't need that initial Mordred, right? Now, obviously, it was fun playing through the early game with, you know, Ku and Darius, Mordred, Billy. And that's the good stuff. But you know, I got Mordred many times since, and I never got hurt. It just all the other accounts did. And then my first summon on the Steno account, right, where we said we wouldn't use Herc because we made the Hercules account, right, where we re-rolled 4 Hercules, right, and that account like got carried by Herc. So we said we'd make a new account, right, and we pick a new 4-star that won't be as strong as Herc, and so we specifically not use Herc in case we got him. First summon, we got Hercules. Oh great, we have Tancat over here. Let's see, what MP rank do we got for this one? Okay, only NP1, although I wouldn't be surprised if I'd had other copies. She's probably like NP, yeah, the NP3, I was gonna say 2, but what else is 4-star in here that's unlimited? Yan is. I would really hope I never burned any copies of him. Wow, he's only NP1 though, oof. Look at all these 4-stars though that got added after Herc. Oh yeah, then Tunican. You can see 2 copies of him right now. He was just added. And I didn't roll in the rate up at all. And then the one of these was a spook like very recently, like the last time I rolled. And he was just added. Like, come on. And then a fucking trap face. Look at, every time I scroll down on my main account, I want to scream, dude. There's so many dumbass Like, look at all these golds that I don't like. There's so many, and there's even more in my second storage. I don't want to get into that. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, we got Lee. I'm alright with that one. I think he might be in P1. Yeah, he's just in P1. That's unfortunate. What is she? I feel like extra copies of her would get burned. I don't know if I ever got them. There's 2 Lizzes right there, but I know... Why do I have this? This game... Jesus Christ. Why... I have so much good... It's just... It's not like it's one time, chat. It's not like one time I got, like, I rolled for a 4-star because Percival. Oh yeah, that's why. God. But here's the thing. What is that emote, by the way, Ari? I don't know how to feel about that. But it's not like it was one time that I rolled on a 4-star or a 3-star and I happened to get the 5-star that I didn't want. It's not like that happened one time. It happens all of the time, right? I tried to get 1 copy of Saito and I got 2 Himikos. Like, I tried to get 1 copy of Calamity Jane and I got 2 Space Ishtars. Like, it happens so much, and I don't level any of them, and I don't want to. Okay, I actually forgot that we had Europa. That's, you know, that's okay, right? I'm not mad about that one. Let's see. Oh, how many Circes do we have? Only 1. That's kind of surprising. Oh, Summer Anna. That was pain, dude. That was awful. What MP rank is your dinosaur? I did not even realize I had the dinosaur. Where the heck is she? I would imagine in P1. Who was she rated up with? She's level 2. That's a sign that I at least gave at least somewhat of a fuck. Although actually, it's probably for inventory sorting now that I think about it. Okay, only in P1. Voyager? There's no way I rolled on Voyager. There's no way. I don't mind him, but there's no way. How is she? Is she unlimited or was she like? What's her deal? Because if she was just vanilla rated up with Voyager, I don't see why I would have her. I honestly have no idea why I have her. I sometimes just throw summon tickets at stupid shit, so maybe I did that, but I don't think I would do that. Yeah, maybe GSSR. Oh yeah, there's been some GSSRs that come with 4 stars that are limited. That has happened. That could be how I got her. Because no offense to Voyager, I mean, he's okay, but I can't even imagine I would throw summon tickets at that. Just not, you know, kid characters aren't generally what I would do that for. What about Dimia here? MP2. Dude, when you have this many accounts and you've been playing this long, you really do forget sometimes how you get some things. Oh, God. I feel like the excess copies of this would get burned. I'm pretty confident that I burned her in the past. I definitely have memories of that. I guess, Ari. I feel like I'm gonna regret. Fucking Morgan. I know I got that one. Dude, if I could do like a giveaway, I have so many servants that I'm sure my chat would want. And this Ascension stage is terrible, by the way. Oh my God, Ari. Why are they the worst? Why are they the worst? How have I not? Why do I have Kama? Oh my God. And I know why on that one, because that was recent, but come on. God damn it, dude. I think Kiara's in the, gee, this is so lame. If I could trade these in for like 5 stars of my choice, you know, that or 4 stars of my, I would trade so many of these golds for 1 Herc. I mean, I would trade so many of these golds for 1 Herc. Yeah, easy. Any chance this is NP2? No, that'd actually have been cool. I could see me leveling her eventually. Again, though, Ari. Ari actually prevents me. I don't even, this is weird, but out of all my friends, I feel like Ari is the one that prevents me from leveling the most things because she so frequently levels those units that like I definitely like, but they're not like my top priority. So, and by the time I'm like, oh yeah, I should level some of my, like my second, you know, or third priority stuff. But then hers are over there, like, you know, leave it to me emote with just, you know, 10 skills, you know, level 100, 2k foe, and then I'm over here with like the little shrimpy version. I'm like, okay, never mind. Right? It's like, never fucking mind. I think Lost has prevented me from leveling a few things. Not that many, but I think a few. I have Void Cheeky. I don't know when the hell that was. The thing is, leveling stuff is not the problem, right? Who cares if my Anastasia is at level 90 if she's 111, right? Again, I'm just going to use Ares, right? Because I mean, geez, I can pretty much guarantee you I have leveled more units than most of the people in my chat, which is kind of obvious. I mean, look at this shit. This is ridiculous. But again, if there's gonna be 111, I don't care. You know, skills are easy. Just get skill gems. Just get skill gems, forehead. Oh yeah, 216 bullets. Yeah, fuck that. No, thank you. All right, let's go back to NA. That's just depressing looking at my 4 stars. That's just awful. I just wanted Herc, man. He's so cool. Can't have it. What really is lame is I have to do the Bond 10 grind when I finally get him, and I've done the Bond 10 grind on the Herc account, the NA account, right? Like I've done it multiple times, and then I have to do it for real over here at some point. King Protea. I wonder if they'll give her a bunch of health and we can like buff stack for big damage for funsies. We'll do, let's see if Scath can actually get something done. We've been trying to use her a lot and it hasn't been going particularly well. I just like how Vlad has just got some of the worst mats ever, and he's not exactly the most hyped servant. I don't know, I mean, I don't really ever care to MP5 5 stars unless they're like my absolute favorite thing ever. But the thing is, I have like nothing to roll on in this account because it's in A. And so what's happened is every time she gets rated up, I'm like, yeah, I'll throw some SQ and some summon tickets at it, and then I just get copies of her. So I don't know, maybe I would get her at MP5 someday. It's not really, I never really planned to, but I mean, fuck it, maybe it will happen. Because like if she was rated up right now, I'd be like, yeah, why not? I'll do a couple of 10 rolls and see if I get lucky. And then over the years, you know, you eventually get lucky. And I don't know, at this point, maybe I would, just because it's kind of fun to see what you can do. It's nice to have maximum Scath to compare to, you know, maximum and Kidu and Ku and all those other things. So I mean, maybe, why not? And her first stage is cool. I do like having my own because her first stage is cool and no one uses it. I'm telling you, dude, if they ever added a 5-star, they haven't added a 5-star that I, what was the last 5-star that I really hyped? Because when I think about it, the 5 stars I like are like Mordred, Achilles, Gilgamesh, and those are, you know, Tesla, but these are all pretty old. Yeah, Virtue's okay. I like Virtue just fine, but I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta roll. I just got lucky and got her, right? She's only MP1. Oh, Romulus. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Romulus and Virtue are the two that I like the most that I can think of. I definitely like Romulus. Like Virtue's cool, like absolutely, but Romulus is definitely a good bit ahead. Because I actually rolled on him. You know, I got lucky, got him my first 10 roll, and then I was like, I'm going to keep rolling until I get him MP2. It didn't even matter. I was just going to keep going. So I actually tried to get that. Virtue was like, oh hey, I'll throw some summon tickets and maybe a little bit of SQ and see if I get her. And I did. Although Virtue's grown on me since, so... let's see, other than that though, damn, that's quite a while ago. What else have they added 5-star wise? No, I don't know. I wish I liked Odysseus, but no. Man. I can't think of anything, man. Anything I can think of is 4 stars and 3 stars. Although they haven't added they haven't even added a 3-star, let alone one that I like. That's crazy. Dude, that tells you how fucked the gacha has been for me. Because, you know, I had so much SQ saved up, and I don't roll very often still. And all of my SQ has been drained by these fucking 4 stars that I try to get 1 copy of. Right, I tried to get one copy of Saito, I tried to get one copy of Calamity Jane. There was another one in there, Brunhilde, which I didn't even get, for God's sakes. It's just been like that stuff, and the Yang CE, right? So 4 stars have murdered me, and then the Yang CE. The Yang CE went quite bad. I remember rolling on that. I did it off stream, and it did not go well. And I don't know if anyone remembers, but there was a stream where, like, you know, I streamed, I had, like, I don't know, almost 2,000 SQ or whatever. In the next stream, I was down to, like, I don't even remember what it was, but it was down to, like, 1,000 or whatever, and that was the Yang CE. Like, it fucking destroyed me, so. But yeah, I haven't really rolled big on something in a while, and I don't even have that much SQ anymore, so I gotta be careful, man. Because what if they add, you know, something I do want, like they add a Gunslinger or Henry V, Green Knight? That's not gonna happen. And then if they rate up Ku, I'm gonna be so tempted. Like, I know I can get him from FP, but it's not happening, so I'd be super tempted to roll for Ku if he was rated up. Did someone link to someone else's stream? Who the fuck does that? Can you imagine, like, if like I went to someone's stream and linked to my stream? Like, what the fuck is that? Let me just take viewers away from this guy. Everyone's gonna be okay with this, right? It's one thing if someone, like, if like the chat is talking about another streamer and, like, you know, the streamer's like, oh yeah, this guy's cool, you should check him out, and then someone links to him, that's, you know, that's a lot more reasonable at that point, but just randomly linking to someone's stream, it's kind of silly. Damage or NP gain? Probably NP gain. I think we actually do quick. You normally, well, no, Buster quick is still better, because second place, Buster really is ahead of quick. And even though the quick have better crit, that's really only worth it in third place. Like, almost always second should be Buster. I don't know, if you had like a 100% crits on 2 quick cards, and then the Buster was like none or 10, it might be better to quick at that point, actually. I've had some really bad rolls too, though. Like, people always say, oh, you're so lucky and stuff, and I no joke, I have gotten very lucky. Like, I got Enkidu in one summon ticket. Right, there was that one stream where we got Iskandar and Achilles together, just, you know, out of nowhere, right? There was the Lantoria moment, right? There's lots of good luck, absolutely. But I have absolutely also had really bad luck, right? And when you play the game this long, even when you're using free SQ, you get a lot of free SQ over the years, right? And so with that much rolling, you're gonna have good and bad, right? It's just gonna happen. And because I've had some pretty unlucky streaks, and, you know, I don't know, playing the game for like 5 years and never getting Hercules a single time, it's pretty unlucky. I waited a turn, I could get the damage again, but the stun is actually really important, so. Dude, that I will say, those Lantoria rolls, I think it was, what, like 400 SQ or something? I don't remember what it was exactly. It wasn't that much, right? It was a chunk, but that was insane that I got MP5 off that. I'm truly glad that I streamed that, because I don't always stream rolling. Because I don't think people would have believed me on that one. I guess I just go for the NP again, and then we see if we kill her there. I spent 1.2k SQ on my ult for MLB Yang CE. That is rough. I remember you saying that, though. So my main account already had, I think, a copy of it, or maybe even 2 copies of it, so I didn't need as many, and it just went terribly. I remember I got the first copy of it really quickly, but then I just couldn't, like, it took so long to get another copy. It was wild. 4 Kiaras, 4 Abby, yikes. I'll probably get my NP here no matter what I do. That defense up is kind of slowing us down. How do you throw a rock at someone and then it counts as 3 hits? kind of arbitrarily giving her decent hit counts there. Like, none of her attacks doesn't make sense for her to have a high hit count there. Like, she literally flicks her finger and that's multi-hit count. Like, what? Look at all that HP up. This might kill? Probably not though, because of the defense up. I don't think it'll kill. $800 SQ for 4 copies. That's one of the only CEs I've ever rolled on. Like, just, oh wow. Okay, I'm underestimating her damage. I know she has Divinity, but damn, I thought the defense up would make it more like 180 or something. I stand by this, with maybe a few other exceptions if you have like a very specific unit that you like, because some specific units have odd CEs that are very meta for them, like Leonidas even. But for the most players, I think the only 2 CEs worth rolling on for the CE itself, and not just rolling on it in combination with a unit that you want, I think is Poster Girl. That's the most worth it. I think Poster Girl is absolutely worth rolling on just for itself. Like, at least 1 copy of it, at least, and hopefully 2. Within Yang CE. I don't think there's any other ones. Because all the other ones, or like, there's event versions of it that are free, that are comparable or even better, or they're just not that good to begin with, right? So I don't really think there's any ones that are worth it. Yeah, I do, for Hot Men, I do think was worth it back in the day. It's not worth it anymore, but back in the day, it was kind of the only option you had for that kind of thing, and it was very early in the game, too. And thankfully, it's kept, and I'm sure you have seen this, Ari, it keeps up with the current times. It's still a very good CE, and because of that extra 10%, sometimes it's actually really good. And yeah, sure, you know, like in retrospect, I think a lot of people, if they went back in time and they could like already have the Christmas one from the get-go, they might not have rolled on it then. But I don't think a lot of people would regret having it, right? Because it's like, oh hey, that extra 10% battery helps here, and or makes it a bit faster and things like that. So I think that's a CE they did a good job with. I just wish it was a free one, honestly, instead of a gacha one. 75 tickets for 5 copies, that's not bad. That's happened to me a bunch of times though, where you don't roll for a long time. But I've had like almost 200 tickets before, I think. You can get ridiculous. Like, they give out summon tickets faster than I think people realize. I think we're almost at the point where you get story locked based on doing all the wanted quests. So let's just mess about. Let's have some fun here. We've been doing stupid shit all day. All right, what do we want to use? That's a Caligula. Why do we not have the raid up yet? I mean, the animation update. It's so hard to go back. When his is so good, it's so hard to go back. Like, I know people, I can think of several of my friends that they're not the kind of people. Oh, right, this one. We were messing around with this one the other day. But I have several of my friends that they're not the kind of people that are normally into units like Beowulf, Penth, you know, the yelly smash smack, you know, boom boom kind of units. But even they are like, okay, Caligula's pretty good though. It's like, yeah, it's not really my style, but I mean, come on, right? I mean, it's just, his animation update is so good. I mean, the voice acting is, like, you gotta respect that voice acting, right? It's so good. Yeah, the ooga booga. Yeah, some people just, you know, they're not into like the brutes and the smashing and the yelling, right? It's just not their style. But I have several friends that they're not into those kind of servants. They're like, okay, Caligula though. It's like, it's pretty good. Let's see. I gotta say, I have enjoyed every role that voice actor has ever done. Not just in FGO, but just, he is a very talented voice actor. And what's interesting is, he's one of those voice actors where it's very noticeable that it's him, right? It's very difficult for him to like mask his voice or anything like that. It's always really obvious that it's him. But he's so excellent at changing like the inflection on his voice. Like, and here's a great example of just talent, right? He may not have like natural range, but he's just got a lot of talent because Spartacus and Caligula he voices them both, right? They're both berserkers. They're both completely out of their minds, but it is very easy to tell the difference between them, right? You know, it'd be so easy for a voice actor to just, you know, do lots of typical berserker noises, but like Caligula sounds sick, right? Something is wrong with him. He's like in pain mentally, right? Where, you know, and it's so easy to see that in his voice lines, even though he's not really even talking. And then Spartacus, right, is more like just almost gleeful insanity, right? And again, voice lines, so easy to pick up on that, right? It's so easy to tell the difference between the two of them. And the same for, you know, Gilius and so on and so forth, right? Like, he does an excellent job of, you know, bringing like the characters to life, if you will, and like putting effort into them. It'd be so easy to get a role like Caligula, especially early on in FGO, right? They did not give a fuck about FGO in the early days. You know, Caligula, the voice acting was done a long time ago, but like, it's really noticeable. No offense to the other voice actors. I don't think it's their fault. I think a lot of it's the voice directing's fault. But if you look at a lot of the day one servants, a lot of their voice lines, you know, they're pretty just mundane, pretty video gamey, you know, and they weren't really given anything to work with. But it's kind of the Gilius, Spartacus, Caligula were all day one, and none of them feel that way. I remember when I first started playing FGO, I think it was like my first or second day playing it. And I remember it stood out to me. I didn't know that much about the voice actor at the time, but when I was playing Orleans, right? And when I fought Gilius, and I knew Gilius from Fate Zero, right? I knew the voice actor did great and all that stuff, and you know, Gilius is a real character, right? And I remember when I heard his voice lines in game, I was like, wow, you can't even tell this isn't from Fate Zero, the voice acting, right? A lot of the other characters, even though they have good voice actors, you could tell they were kind of video game voice lines, right? You could really tell. I remember when I was fighting Gilius in Orleans, as a boss, I instantly was like, yeah, you know, it's like you can't even tell, right? He always goes that extra mile with his stuff. It's really impressive. Like, it has really stood out to me over playing like FGO and seeing other things that he's done. I think that enemy got the point. That actually is a thing in FGO though. Like, there's a lot of repetitive voice lines, and especially for some of the servants that have less voice lines, right? You can definitely get some serious repetitive nonsense like that. Do I wait one turn or do we fire everything now? I think we wait one turn. I'm gonna do like one turn. See, I wish we had the command code for buff success chance, because I would do that this turn and then next turn you fire everything. I think I make stars here, and then we just hope for the best. Yeah, he does Gilius, Araj, Spartacus, Caligula. I think he might do another one that I'm forgetting. It is a travesty. It is an absolute travesty that they did not put the full chant of Araj in the game when you put it in slow-mo. Well, we got the attack up. I'll take it. Alright, RNG be with us. So, this is probably not a stage I'll keep around, just because this one, the insta-death makes it, like, too random for testing. If we had crit with that first one, excuse me. If we had crit with that first one, she would be almost dead right now, and we would kill this turn. We might still be able to kill. The bad thing is the poison is going to proc our guts. If it wasn't for the poison, we would win for sure. But we might lose because of that. Let's see. I can NP, but he doesn't have the defense down, so that's not worth it. Sadly, I think we're going to lose because of the poison. I think that's going to kill us. The only way that we win here is if we crit. Yeah, I think we have to crit. And we would have won if we had crit last turn, unfortunately. Oh, so close. That is so close. He can win. We've seen better luck than that. Yeah, I would agree. Bedivere versus Mordred and Araj is the only really good stuff from the Camelot anime, in my opinion. And then Bedivere versus Gwaine is so bad. Steve butchered that. Yeah, the Arash scene was done really well because it was a character moment that actually made sense and was logical with like the characters and everything, and it was animated well and the voice acting is good and everything, so that was great. Okay. I know Ari wants it. We'll, you know, she can use Anniversary Blonde. But because of the poison, I think we do that. Man, she doesn't have her buff. Not that she needs it, but yeah, she doesn't have her buff on an A yet. That must be soon, right? Soon-ish? Maybe 6 months? I think you could do Camelot in 2 movies. I don't think that's the problem. I think the issues were more... Well, one, they had 2 different studios, right, working on it. That was not a good idea, and that was not great. And even though movies normally have a more forgiving, like, time frame to work on, it doesn't seem like that one did, especially the first one. I think that was a big part of the problem. I actually think Camelot's story translates pretty well into, like, the format and time length of a movie, opposed to a full-length anime. I just don't think they did a good job, right? Just straight up. Well, we're not getting particularly good opening hands here. Do I quick chain? It's unlikely that I would get my NP if I don't. If we crit with the 20%, we would. Let's see, we get 20%, so we're at 76. Oh, why not? We'll see if we get lucky. Maybe I'm underestimating her NP gain. Oh my god. We're at 98%, let's go. Oh, the pain. Oh, it's always 98, dude. I don't know, it's hard to make something worse than Bedivere versus Gwaine. I don't know how you could do a worse job. Like, not only did they make it incredibly short, and they did not respect any of the characters' actual abilities, they had Gwaine lose when he's supposed to win. Like, I don't see how you do worse than that, right? Like, it was awful. Not only did somehow Bedivere win, which makes no sense and literally did not happen in the story, but all they do is, like, you know, do the typical sword lock and, you know, push thing. Like, that's awful. I mean, so bad. That was such a bad fight scene. Like, I haven't seen all of the stuff from the second movie, but I cannot imagine the Gramps versus Gwaine is worse. I can imagine it being kind of like too brief and, you know, not being that cool, but dude, some of those fight scenes could have been so awesome. Like, some of those fight scenes could have been so good. Yeah, they have Bedivere win in Camelot. It makes no sense. It makes... Okay, this is what happens. For like 4 seconds, Gwaine fights Mash, Leonardo, and is that it? And it's such a brief fight, but he clearly has the upper hand, but it's super short and like nothing of note happens. And then Bedivere jumps in and in like 5 seconds beats him. And then they leave for some reason, and that's it. Which makes no sense. And I even went back and checked to be sure. In the game, they absolutely lose. They fight Gwaine. You know, it's Mash, Leonardo, and Bedivere all fighting at the same time. And they lose, and they're like, he's way too strong, and they retreat, right? That's what happens in the game, and I don't understand why they changed that. And it just makes Gwaine look like such a bitch. Alright, I think I do the regular evade first. No, I do the crit one because I want the crit buff later.
Yes.
I like your command code choice, Ari, because sometimes you want that burst damage, so you do Buster NP quick, and then you get the NP out. I love the units that get to take advantage of that, because there's not that many, but it is a nice option sometimes. That extra punch sometimes is really satisfying. I wish they would add the Green Knight, dude. Like, he's not only is he super OP in like the actual legends and stuff, they've described him as such as well in Fate. I want to see that so bad. There's no reason he'd be a pseudo servant. He'd just be a servant like anyone else. There's nothing about him that would need to be that way. And how they've mentioned him, it sounds like that is the case. Like, he does exist in Fate, they just never, you know, actually put him on screen. I guess quick.
Yes.
Gender bent Green Knight. Thankfully, I don't think that's gonna happen. It's hard to say because the Japanese language is pretty different from English. And, you know, they don't really use pronouns the way we do and whatnot. So you never know, but I don't think, from what they've said about them, like, I've looked at a lot of translations, I do not think they're gender bending that. Because not only have the things they've said be things that you would generally associate with a male, but they've described him as, like, you know, monstrous and ferocious and all these things. And wow, we got absolutely foobarred there. That sucks. Did we must have gotten crit. Jesus. Yeah, Gambler, I'll get to it. Okay, you know, give me a minute. Anyway, but then, you know, they've already confirmed, like, the Green Knight's wife exists as a separate character and everything. So I don't see any reason for them to gender bend the Green Knight. And, but, yeah, I know the heal saves us, thankfully, we're okay, but, unfortunately, as Gambler brought up so generously, they could gender bend anything at this point because, you know, we had a character that was confirmed male in Fate, had a servant version, shown in everything, and they gender bended anyway, right? So no one's safe. No one is safe unless they're, like, ridiculously popular. I don't think they would do it though. Like, I don't, like, why, like, that would just be so random. I know, I take it back. I don't know, I'm kind of worried now. I'm talking myself into how this is more probable than I'm thinking because, they really have been bad about this stuff recently. And they you know, when they want, you know, tits, they find a way, so. I don't know, man, oh god. And what really annoys me, right? Look at, like, what they just did, right? Like with Jacques Demoli, right? It's not like they did a serious take on the character and then they're also female, right? They didn't do that, right? They got to make it weird, right? Look at Van Gogh, right? They got to make it weird, right? They just whenever they just got to do it, man. They can't do it, and, like, I've noticed this. Not only do they go out of their way to be weird, right? But, like, for, like, female knights especially, they just gotta do something, you know, to hype up the boob, right? The booba, right? They just gotta do it, right? And it's like, and, you know, it's fine sometimes, right? I'm not like trying to be grandpa here. I get it's fine, you know, for some of the characters, but they literally do it all the time, or they make him a kid character, right? They can't just have a normal fucking knight, right? They just can't do that. You're not Sir K. Please God, not that one. I truly don't think they would gender bend that one. Memes aside, he's just been in way too much Fate media, like, way too much, right? He's so much more than Vortigern was and stuff like that. He's been just talked about and shown and over and over and over. There's no way they would gender bend that. Like that one, I think really would be a step too far for them. And you think I was mad about like Vortigern? Oh my God! If they gender bent Sir K, oh, it's gonna be biblical in here, right? That would just, that would be going way too fucking far on that one. But I truly don't think they would do it. Like, I truly do not think they would do that. Oh wow, she doesn't even need the evade or the heal, or she just killed it. Never mind. And we thought I thought, like, without the heal we were fucked, but we were just one before it. So we had excess value there. So we would have lived there, then it would have impede next turn. Well, alright then. I'm kind of worried though Surikei's not going to get in, just because they have so many Knights of the Round now. At any moment, they can just be like, ah, you know, we've done enough of those. It is getting old though that you know, Boris is probably not getting in. One, they've only mentioned Boris a few times in Fate, like compared to like Percival. You know, Percival got mentioned a lot. Boris has been mentioned I think twice. Although I think Percival actually does mention him, I think, so that might be an extra one. But Ector might get in, but I think Lost Belt 6 kind of sealed that because the way they used him in Lost Belt 6, I kind of doubt it. Like, they have this thing where, generally, if the first time they show off a character, it's in some weird side version, they will only ever use the weird side version and never get around to just showing off the regular version of it. There's a few exceptions, especially for really popular stuff like King Arthur, but, it's a big reason why I don't like Lost Belt 6. They're just gonna find excuses to always use the Lost Belt 6 version of any of those things that they used, right? And we're, like, never gonna see regular Sir Ector and probably regular Morgan and stuff. They're just always going to find a way to make it a Lost Belt version. So almost anything that was in Lost Belt 6 is kind of like doomed. Yeah, we could do an account review. The bad news is I am an idiot and I don't know if I have any downloaded. Let me check. Let me just not... yeah, did I? Yeah, we did Soul King and Tim. Okay, I'll download. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Give me a second. I gotta get this from Ari actually. Got the pinned message on Discord. Okay, here we go. What's the first flex, non-flex account? Excuse me, advice account that we got that we haven't done? Let's see. I'll do our. I'm gonna do. Let's do 2, because I owe Arjuna one, and Arjuna said they actually wanted, I Love Joker, they said they wanted advice on that one, so let me download that one. And then we will download a advice one. Give me a second though, I have to do some weird things to make sure I, like, don't spoil these. Like, it takes a second to get this set up properly. Let's see, flex, 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 flex. Flex, 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 flex. This is why we're not doing account reviews, by the way. Flex, flex, advice / flex, but I'm trying to find an advice one here. Flex, advice, but it's Arjuna there. Flex, flex, advice question mark, and then actual advice. Okay, so it's 30 in for a proper advice one. Let me make sure we haven't already done this one. So I see Tim is still on here, and we actually did do Tim's. Okay, we did not do this one. Oh, that is depressing. Alright, we got our 2 accounts here. The music is looping. So I remember someone on Cairo's stream said this, and I completely agree with them. I think YouTube has intentionally broken their playlists, so you get the like YouTube Red, because like that, I'm pretty sure YouTube Red's playlist actually works properly, which that's so scummy. But I cannot buy that they don't know how to make a random button on a playlist work properly. I don't buy that, and it's been years that it's been broken like that. Okay, I think this one is Arjuna's. I'm clicking a lot of wrong buttons right now. Oh crap, I didn't read the name of this account. And I can't say it anyway. What is this name? What is the, oh god, well, we'll get to that in a minute. I think this person might be a sub to me too, because I think I remember trying to say this name before and having absolutely no idea how to say this. This is why, though, I don't do these live. It takes quite a while to get this all set up properly. Okay, I think we are ready to go. I like how someone had Tim as a name though. That was so easy. Just T-I-M, no big deal. Nice normal name amongst all this insane shenanigans. All right, we'll do Arjuna's first. Cause a bias, cause you know, chat's grandma and all that. Wait, I missed something. Someone called Green can't read this. Don't you get sassy with me, chat. All right. Close enough. Make it a little bit bigger. I remember when I fought. I'm so glad Airy is okay with just being called Airy. That makes my life a lot easier. I remember the early days of that one. Okay, what do we got? Is this the first picture? Yeah, I guess so. All right. NP5 Doorman alt. It's currently right at the start of Lost Belt 1. Hasn't cleared Shimosa, but all the other 1.5 is done. It's a good example of a semi-mature account. Advice would be appreciated. Siegfried and Bedivere are NP3. All right. What do we, I mean, hold on. Let me move ahead to caster because that's always important. Let me guess. Arjuna, did you pick Waver as your free 5-star? I really feel like that's what happened here because I mean it makes sense, right? Like that's a really yes, yeah. I figured, but hey, it helps with a lot of stuff, so it's reasonable. All right, so we got Waver, Mr. Universal, so that's something to keep in mind. All right, what are we looking at here? So Siegfried being NP3 is nice, but actually. Legitimately, I actually do think Siegfried's a decent level on this account. If everything else is NP1, that is not bad for farming. And with Waver, you can get his NP right away anyway. However, you've already leveled Ibuki. Let me see, do you have Spartacus? Negative. You have Morgan though. Okay, because of Morgan, I don't think you really need Siegfried unless you like him, which I know you do, but you have another account for that. So you don't really need it. Ibuki and Karna is fine. I probably would want one more single target Saber though, just because Karna's good, but he really is not like, he's not Shiki, right? He's just not that good. He's good, but he's not that good. So I would probably level Bedivere. I mean, you know, he's good. He's very universal. He's great backup. So yeah, I'd probably level Bedivere, but I wouldn't rush. You probably have other classes you need to worry about because Ibuki and Karna will get a lot done. Archer, hey look at that. Arjuna knows what's up. Look at that, baby ult account, already got that that second skill at 10 on David. Arjuna showing chat what's up. I approve, very nice. And of course you, I mean it's in your name, but what? Why do you have Arjuna again? You guys don't understand. It's not, you don't understand. It is not like, it's not like there's one account that has maximum Arjuna. That's not what this is. There are many accounts with Arjuna on them. Jesus, and I know it's your name, I get it. But how did you even get him? Like, how did you even do that? Like, I cannot imagine, right? I love Arjuna, for those who don't know, has like 80 accounts. And, you know, like, I don't know how she even keeps up with them all, right? And then many of them already have Arjuna and like maxed out and stuff. And like, she's got NP5, level 100, all that nonsense, right? So how did you even do this? I don't remember him getting rated up anytime recently. I think the first 5-star ticket was Waver. Oh, so were you kind of sitting on this account for a while? So you just, nothing's stopping you. If they give you a 5-star ticket, you're not like, oh, I should maybe try this new 5-star. You're like, no, Arjuna. right? You probably didn't even think about it. I'm envisioning you just, you turn your phone on, you're like, oh yeah, free 5-star. Arjuna on this account, Arjuna on that account, and on this one, and on here, another one, and just all the Arjunas. Okay, well, I mean, again, it's in the name, and no joke, he's good, right? You know, he good. He gets his NP quick. He's got surprisingly high damage. He's completely immune to debuffs. I will say, out of everyone in the game, he is the best. I'm not exaggerating. He is the best unit in the entire game for being anti-debuff. Like, for himself, obviously not for his teammates, but he basically has unlimited debuff immunity. Like, it's absurd, right? He does not get debuffed. It's absolutely crazy. And that's a really nice thing, actually. And again, he hits a lot harder than people think because he's got Buster up, NP up, upgraded NP. It's good. Like, he's totally solid. He's got gets his NP very, very fast. So Arjuna is a really nice farming unit and a good challenge quest unit. At NP1, not like the best ever, but for farming, it'll get the job done. Between that and Morgan, like I'm sure you're already doing this. You're doing like Waver, Morgan, Arjuna. I'm sure you're already doing that, and maybe Arash if you need it for some reason, although actually it looks like this account doesn't have Arash yet, which I would imagine is because of Arjuna. So yeah, farming I don't think this account has a hard time with. Okay, so we have just Arjuna and David, that's it. But if you're only going to have two, those are the right picks on this account. Oh no, there's Orion too. Oh god. I don't know what you need advice for. I mean, you're just going to murder everything with this stuff. Jesus, talk about not having debuff problems, because Orion's really good against debuffs too. Okay, if I was going to level anything here, from a pure gameplay perspective, it would probably be Sith, I think, just because it's so much survivability. It'd be either that or just Calamity Jane because of the utility with Pierce and Vulnerability. Because you might not have anything else on your... No, I mean, you've got Orion. So, I mean, it'd be Calamity Jane or Sith, but I'm thinking Sith just because if you have a Max David with the second skill, and then you have Tristan or Sith with it, it's really good. And you don't have Merlin, so having extra ways to block NPs is super good. If you don't like Sith though, it's not, I don't think it's a big deal to level something else instead. Like Calamity Jane would be totally fine, because for real, the targeted buff on her third skill can be really nice and stuff. And I know you like Calamity Jane, so I mean, if I were you, I probably would just level Calamity Jane then, right? But from a pure pragmatic standpoint, I would say Sith is probably the best pick. And then after that, probably just Arash, just because it's always good to have Arash on hand. Like, you have Arjuna, so it's not as big of a deal, but Arash is always good. But your archers are in really good shape, because David is broken and Arash is pretty universal, so... Okay, so, you may note I'm working on... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I like how, look at it, a lot of text, almost no text, a lot of text, and like Arjuna doesn't need to be explained, right? Like doesn't even try to justify herself, right? It's like, no, it's Arjuna, it's in the name, right? Just leaves it there, like I'm not gonna say something when I see Arjuna 99, right? And then he gets Karna too. Why? What? How? Again. You have an account called I Love Karna with Max Karna, and I'm sure I already know you have him on other accounts too. How did you even get him? Right? Like, I don't think he's been rated up recently. Like, how did you? What the fuck? Because it's not like you're swimming in golds, you know. Jesus, that one was a spook. So that's just lucky, right? That's just the cosmos coming in to your aid here. I'm working on Vertra and not Karna. I like her, and this is one of the few accounts that has her, NP1 and everything. Yeah, I totally get that, right? Vertra's, not something that I know I've seen that you don't have her on a lot of your other accounts. Actually, I don't think you have her at all, and fuck it, why not? I want a good Vertra at some point, right? I just want one like NP2, and then I'll go for like 10-10 and stuff, because Vertra is really fun, but I haven't wanted to commit like with the skill gems and everything until I get her to NP2, because so other people have her, so. But yeah, she's cool. All right, so Vertra AoE, Karna is like AoE and single target, but he's not leveled, but for farming as he is actually is fine, just battery, blow things up, especially with Waver. So your farming is fine. You don't have really any single target Lancer ready to go. You've got you on the way up, and so you could Vertra, Karna, you. That's probably enough. I mean, U's not like the best thing ever, especially if they're female or genderless or like just a boar or whatever. I mean, you know what I'm gonna say, right? If you're gonna level something, if you need another Lancer, it's Ku. I don't even know why we talk about the Lancer slot, because if they have Ku leveled, they're fine. If they don't, they should level him, and unless they have a bunch of other really strong Lancers, right? If they're like got loads of really strong Lancers, then they don't really need them, like in Kidu and stuff. But this account doesn't have it. You could level Valkyrie for farming, but I don't think you need to. You don't have Scatty. I think you're better off just doing Virtua Karna things and raw battery it. If I was gonna level anything other than Ku, it would be Purple Bodica. What the hell is her name? Why did I forget her name? I know when I see it in chat, I'm gonna remember it immediately, but I can't remember her name. Pervati. There we go. Man, I'm getting old, dude. I couldn't remember her name at all. I was just like, it's Sakura, you know, it's a Sakura face, but I couldn't remember who the fuck it was. Anyway, yeah, I'd level Parvati if anything other than Ku, just because she is really good. But you don't need it. You don't need it. If you level anything, I would say Ku, and then after that, it's like, oh, maybe Leonidas, actually. Do you have George? Okay, you're working on George. Leonidas might be good. You know, taunt walls are good. This is a pretty bare bones account, and I can think you're early on in the main story for like the big stuff, you know, Lost Belt stuff, and taunts are good. So Leonidas, not a bad idea. We'll see, because you don't even have Percival or anything like that. So you could do Gareth instead, but I think Leonidas is overall better for that role. Okay, Ryder. This doesn't look good, does it? Yeah, it's not the best. I think to work on Quetz. Quetz is GSSR. Europa was a spook. I still don't like Ushi. Yeah, I know. I remember that. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm sure you're aware of this, Arjuna. Ushi's really good, and you know Demeter is a thing among some other bosses. So if you cancel out Ushi, it's kind of rough. The good news is though, you do have some good stuff, right? You can do Ricky, right? Ricky Boy is a very good substitute, but he doesn't have hard survival, so it can be a problem. And then Iskandar is better than I think people think. I think Iskandar is fine, right? He's got strong AoE damage. He also buffs someone else up to do a lot. He's not the best ever. He doesn't have hard survival. He's not going to carry you against Demeter, but he's great for farming, and he's actually still okay for Demeter. Right now, though, Demeter is going to beat you to death, although I guess Waver can carry you a bit, and Morgan can actually carry you. So I don't know, because of Morgan, maybe you're okay. But I would level something, for God's sakes. Either Quetz, Martha, or Ricky. If it was me, I'd probably do Ricky then Quetz, just because I like budget stuff. I'm sorry, I do Ricky then Martha, because I prefer the budget stuff, and then Martha's good utility. But to be practical, I would say Quetz and then Martha, and then Ricky. That'd probably be the smart thing to do. But you probably want to get Martha up, I'm thinking. Yeah, I think Iskandar and Quetz could probably beat Demeter, especially if you use Waver, and then even more so if you use Morgan. But if you ever need more oomph than that, you do want something like Ricky, I think, in the wings. But Martha, I would actually say, is more important. You need a single target rider, because you don't have one. You need a single target rider. So literally, Ushi, Ricky, Quetz, just something. But then Martha, because the utility is going to be important. No Asclepius, so no Snake Doctor. That means Martha's really important. If anything, if for pure practicality, if you like using like Morgan, like even against like really hard content, I would level Martha then over the other riders, because I really do think Morgan can really fuck up Demeter. Now this account's kind of weaker, so she's probably not going to carry the whole thing. So you still are going to want something else, but even Martha with Morgan is probably enough. So I think Martha makes sense. You don't have any. I don't really like regular Martha, but I guess I have to. I mean, the other option is try to get Snake Doctor then, right? You roll Story or something, right? Because if you get Snake Doctor, you can get by without Martha. But, I mean, you played the game for a long time. You know what I'm talking about. There are debuff fights, right? There's challenge quests, main story fights. There's a lot of debuff stuff out there. And I don't know. Maybe you make Arjuna work at neutral, you know? Because he's immune to debuffs. So maybe you summon a friend's Merlin, use your Waver, you try to do that. Yeah, Orion, it's true, there is Orion. I mean, if you absolutely hate Martha, I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be caught dead with an account that had 0 anti-debuff, right? I just wouldn't do that. However, there is another option. if you truly don't like Martha, you could level Medea as your anti-debuff, which is not great, but if you got her third skill to 10, you know, at least it's something, right? It's one person loses the debuffs. Maybe it's enough, right? And you get buff removal while you're at it. That is so far behind though, Martha and Asclepius. I mean, it's so far behind. It's not, you're not even in the ballpark. So, but if you absolutely don't want to level Martha, I would at least level Medea. And if you don't like Medea, then I mean, I'm really running out of options here. I can't, gosh. Then you need to level Sanson. Good luck with that one. But, I mean, I don't know, you could try to get by without some anti-debuff because you do have Karna Saber, which is anti-debuff. You have Orion, you have Arjuna. Those are all good anti-debuff, but you're gonna have clear gaps in your lineup, right? I think all accounts want at least, am I wrong? Like, am I wrong, chat? Like, I feel like all accounts, like if you want to get shit done, you want to have at least one servant that is really strong against anti-debuffs for the team, right? Like Asclepius, Martha, something like that. Medea Lily, Joan of Arc, right? Something, for God's sakes, because there's a lot of annoying debuff fights out there, and they could, God knows what they're going to add tomorrow, right? Like anything can come down the pipeline, so I would never be happy with an account that does not have good anti-debuff options. At least one servant that was really good at it. Anyway, though, Waver good. To this day, Waver is broken. It can carry like a champ. Between that and Morgan, I mean, you're good against most farming stages and most major boss fights. I will say, and I'm sure you're aware of this, Arjuna, this account is absolutely doomed against Fluffy right now. Like, as what the hell is your plan against? Let me see. What is? So if you put me in charge of this account, right? If I took over this account, and let's say I put all of my effort into this account, right? So this was the only account I was playing, so I could actively farm and stuff. I would Orion, as you said, but even that I don't think would be enough. And Orion is kind of awkward in that fight, but he is good. But his survivability is a problem, and normal card damage is not as good there. But he's kind of an exception to that because he's Orion. The thing is, if you look at a lot of setups that use Orion for Fluffy, they are not as bare bones as this account at all. So what I would do, I would use Orion, and yeah, then White Flags is right, I would level Ku. And it's not just because I like Ku. If it was me, as I work my way towards Fluffy, I would try to really get a Ku up, right? And I would actually hope that I got enough coins to get his third passive. I would get his third passive before anything else. I would not buy his second or first passive, because Ku at even 70 with his third passive is very good against Fluffy. He's a great cleanup unit, or front DPS, either way. So maybe you start with Orion, get as far as you can, Ku cleanup. That would absolutely be the way I go. Now I don't know, maybe you're just gonna use blue cubes and fucking murder him that way. I don't know. I don't think you use blue cubes that much, but if you had to, you could do that. But Fluffy's going to be a problem because you don't have anti-debuff. That's another reason why Martha or Asclepius would be good. I mean, it would be tough. It would be tough. But Orion and Ku might be able to do it. I think Orion and Ku could potentially do it without having anti-debuff. And then you would need to level Mash and like Hans, which you already did. Okay, so that's good. You have Mash. Yes, she's 10-10-10. So actually, if you leveled Ku, I think this account might be able to beat Fluffy. That's actually kind of crazy. It shows how a few key units can really get the job done. I agree with you, Arjuna, that does get rid of the point of leveling ults, but some people are crazy. Floofy, yeah. Yeah, I think this account can do it then. If you get Ku up, you probably can. It'll be tough, and you're probably going to want to get, like, the anti-divinity craft essence, unless you happen to already have the anti-berserker one or black grail. Okay, let me back this up a little bit though. I don't like Nito much either. She's in P2 though. She is good for farming. Waver was from the first SSR, free SSR. Okay. Jeez though. So Chin Gong needs to be leveled. You have a variety of Buster. So Chin Gong, he's just too good. I mean, Chin Gong's just too good. As for like farming, I would say Caster Gil if you don't like Nidochris. He's fine these days for farming. You could do him and maybe even a VC Brawn, and the VC Brawn's a good support. But yeah, Caster Gil. I feel like Caster. How much art though did we have? I mean Vertra, so that's already a reason to do it. Not loads of art though. It's like Vertra and Mordred. That is a kind of I want Aries' opinion on this. What, like, is that worth it when there's that little art DPS? I mean, if Vertra is going to be used a lot, I would say yes. But that is kind of weird. Castergill, like leveling Castergill when you don't really have much art DPS. I mean, I feel like Vertra's enough, like, because I think Arjuna likes Vertra, so, and again, Castergill's okay for farming himself. It is weird when there's that little art DPS. I do think Qingong overall is probably better because there's a lot of Buster here, but that's not bad. Definitely not Shakespeare. What about, I guess you don't need a caster DPS though, other than like farming, just because of Morgan. So I wouldn't level Babbage right now or anything like that. So Assassin, I use Doorman for everything. So I'm guessing that's normally how you deal with Riders. Everything's in P1 except for Welfare. I mean, Hunterface is still good. She's just that good, but you could probably get away with it. I would not want to have no single target assassin, right? You could do Curse Arm if you like Curse Arm more, but I'd want something, because just in case Doorman dies early in a fight because of the way it is, you just need a bit of cleanup. You want something, right? You want something, for God's sakes. But it is true, Doorman is really, really, really good. So you would not need to level much for Assassin, but I would level 1. You know, if it was me, it'd be 100 Face. But if you don't want to do 100 Face, you know, it could be Curse Arm, could be Carmella. It could be maybe Kurutsugu just for the taunt option, but I probably wouldn't do that. Okay, so Beowulf is MP3, everything else is MP1. Salami's for curse memes. Aneurysm on stream, she's level 62, 999. So you just intentionally left her at 62? I don't even know what her growth curve is. He's good at even without art units. I mean, yeah, he's got the upgraded NP and all that stuff, and he still makes stars and everything. Okay, so leveling Morgan's skills would be a really good idea because she really can carry this account a lot. Horse Bindo can do pretty damn good too, though. Like, no joke, he's really good. How do you have Hercules? Give me that. You didn't even level it. God damn it. So crazy that Beowulf is in P3. So if it was me, I would level Beowulf just because he is really good. And if he's in P3, I mean, it's nice to have a Berserker that can like max DPS anything. But from a practical standpoint, because you've already got Morgan and Horse Bindo, it would be lower priority, I would say. Oh yeah, that's right. He's got the crit up now too. Yeah, Castergill is probably a pretty good pick, I would say. All right, so your extra classes are actually pretty stacked. MP5 Doorman, MP5 Luvia, I'm assuming, MP2 Joan of Arc, everything else is MP1 except Welfare. So Luvia I think is better than Karen, and I don't think Karen is actually that good on this account because, like, she's fine, she's a good AoE unit and all that, but you've already got, like, because of Morgan and like Arjuna and stuff like that, and Vertra, I just don't think you need that kind of like AoE unit, right? Like, you don't have Scatty and stuff, right? So I don't really see that much use of between Doorman, Morgan, all that. I don't see much use for Karen. Now, if you like her, it's not bad, right? It's not a problem to level her, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I got to do this because the account needs it. I don't think it does. I think Luvia is going to be actually better. Joan of Arc, if there's your ticket. Arjuna for debuffs, Joan of Arc, right? Obviously hers is on NP and that can be a problem sometimes, but Jonah, if you don't want to level Martha, level Joan of Arc. That's the one. And Joan of Arc's great against Fluffy, actually. So that's good. So that's a really big help to this account. Like, if it was me, I'd actually be like leveling that Joan of Arc 100%. How would the welfare be for Fluffy? Better than Orion? What welfare? What are we talking about? Oh, MHXA? I think Orion's better, to be honest. Just because, like, she's okay. Because, like, if you have MASH and you've got MHXA, she actually can face tank to a degree, right? But her damage is just, it's not there, right? And like her team support's not going to work with the other units that you have. So I would rather use Orion and Ku, right? Like sure, if you have a dead slot, you need to slap something on there. She's not too bad, but for her class to matter, she has to work with MASH, and I don't like that opening. Like, what are you gonna do? Castoria, story support Castoria, MHXA, and MASH? That's just like, yeah, they'll live, but you won't be doing any damage. So I would much prefer Orion or Ku on this account. Not a bad backup in a pinch, but for that fight specifically, I wouldn't. Lobo is pretty good on this account though for dealing with like the Venge fight and stuff like that. When you need buff removal, he's actually a pretty good option. And you don't have a lot of buff removal options. You don't have Medea, you don't have Martha leveled, you don't have Phantom of the Opera leveled. Oh no, that you don't have Phantom of the Opera leveled. There's no way you could possibly get through the rest of the story now. I mean, you've doomed yourself, Arjuna. You don't have Alex either though, but so legitimately Lobo is good for you because you need that buff removal. And he's, you know, murder rulers and all that kind of stuff. Hey, lots of apples, I'm okay with this. Low apples for an alt, but I have been working reasonably hard on it, so I guess you've been using the apples. I forgot to add a screenshot of my CEs. I have no K-scopes. That's kind of unfortunate, because I was going to say K-scope and Joan of Arc would be really good for getting that debuff clear quickly if you need it, because you don't have a skill to remove it. But there's always Atlas. I do have 2030, Anti-Berserker. Okay, there's Anti-Berserker is good for Fluffy. I will say, though, the Anti-Divinity CE is objectively better than the Anti-Berserker CE. Now, the Anti-Berserker one is totally fine, and it's good for Fluffy, but the Anti-Divinity one is the same damage, if I'm remembering correctly, and then it has starting NP, where the Anti-Berserker one has armor ignore, and Fluffy doesn't have armor. So against bosses that do have armor, obviously the Berserker one is better, but for Fluffy, if you can easily get it, I would get the Anti-Divinity one. But you could try it with the Berserker one and see if it works, because it is good for that as well. But like, I would really, the starting NP on like Orion, that's definitely what you want. The thing is, Black Grail is good, but it's not good for Orion. It doesn't help him at all. So I wouldn't do that. And actually, I don't think for even other units, Black Grail is universally better. It depends on the unit. Because some units don't need that much. Even against Fluffy, not every unit needs that big of a kick in the pants. And then now you have no starting NP, you're hurting yourself every turn. And that matters because you also have the dots from Fluffy. So if Anti-Divinity is enough, or Anti-Berserker is enough damage, I think it's better. Because one, although normal cards are not as important there, it's still nice. And if your normal cards got more kick to them, that's going to make up for the heal. And then again, you're also safer, and if you're like, especially like in Kidu and Orion and MHX and stuff, MHXX, excuse me, those people with the big damage, that I don't think you really need Black Grail. And like, I know for a fact Ku can do it without Black Grail. You can do it with Anti-Divinity instead. Now you need to play, like, get the right command codes and all that, which I didn't, but you know, it's fine, right? So I Black Grail good, but it does have some real drawbacks in that fight. Like, it absolutely does, and it's not good for Orion. So for Orion, the Anti-Berserker would be good. Maybe Ku with Anti-Divinity. I would actually, I don't know. I might. It depends on the pacing, because sometimes Orion needs to go and get that first NP as fast as possible. But it's also nice when Ku comes in to just make sure he gets that NP before dying and everything. So starting NP is good there. So I don't know, maybe play with it. But you're gonna want, you know, a CE like that for both slots, I would say. Yeah, this song is the best. By the way, I was listening to this song when I was waiting at the doctor's office on my phone. And you know, it's great and everything. And as I was like moving my phone around in like my coat pocket, I accidentally unliked the video and then disliked it. And once I realized that, I obviously fixed that. But I was like, whoops, pretty big mistake there. It's one of my favorite songs ever. Disliked, absolute garbage. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Imaginary Element, that's good. Single Night or Four Hot Men. Most other CEs are present in terms of welfare CEs. I have that Okita one maxed out. The Brunhilde one. Which one is the Brunhilde one? I'm not. Oh, the Brian one, right? Is that the new one from the rerun? Because that one's not that good. The like the cheerleader one. The Riker one, Raiko one. That one's okay. Although now that you can get aerial drive. This was obviously written before that. The aerial drive kind of invalidates that one, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. Okay, you got the goddess one though. That's good for the guts. That's good for like Morgan sometimes. You know, Beowulf, those kinds of units. So that's a good option to have. Honestly, this account looks pretty prepared. I wish Arjuna had like, you know, videos on YouTube of using this account. That'd be great. I'd like to see that. But yeah, aerial drive is just so good, and you have a lot of buster units. Well, I think you'll be okay. So main thing, let's recap here. Bedivere for Saber, Calamity Jane or Sith for Archer. Ku, this account needs Ku at this point. Now that I've like looked at the future, you're gonna want Ku on this account. But Leonidas too for the taunt. Get George up. I would say Martha, but you're probably not gonna do that. So then just get a single target one up like Quetz or Ricky. Caster Gil, definitely. Maybe Mozart. I tell you what, if you level Calamity Jane, level Mozart, because even though she's not art, it's still good. It's still good. And Mozart can work with Vertra, and he can work with Caster Gil and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's good to have that option to enable Calamity Jane sometimes. And then Assassin, you don't really have to level anything, but if it was me, I'd level Curse Arm or 100 Face. Beowulf, if anything, but you don't really need it. I mean, this one's fine. You're Joan of Arc. I'd actually just put Joan of Arc pretty high priority on this account because it covers a lot of your weaknesses, and she's good. She's damn good. I think she's. It's strange to me that no one ever talks about her, but I really think she's good. I think she's a very, very good support that can absolutely carry. The limit is Embers. At least they made Embers better by like a lot, a lot. I'm looking forward to the Christmas Slaughtery because I need skill gems on a lot of accounts, so... Okay, we'll do one more account review and then I think we'll wrap up. I don't normally do account reviews back to back, but I kind of have forgotten to do these for a while, so we'll do that. So this name is going to be the end of me. Chat, there are times in your life where you're gonna feel defeated, where you're gonna feel down, right? You know, it's not always uphill or down. You know, wait a minute, uphill battle, it's all downhill from here, right? Why is up or downhill is bad? How did this happen? Anyway, I can't say this fucking name. Ari knows what it is. Lim. Something. I don't fucking know. You win, chat. You won. Are you happy? Horton, thank you for the 15-month resub. I appreciate it. I feel like I'm encouraging people. An attempt was made, sure. I think I am encouraging people at this point to just make ridiculous names. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was one of my subscribers. I was like, I recognized the name, so, and it's brutality, so. Anyway, Scuffed as Fuck in A started around the time of APOC event. That was a while ago. If it's your only account, it's probably not bad, but you never know if it's an ult or not. Was finishing the second event. I couldn't do. Wait. Are you saying you couldn't do the Cha-Cha event? Oh, hold on, let me read this again. I started around the time APOC event was finishing. Okay, so you missed a lot of the APOC event. Okay, that explains itself. That explains a lot now. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. The second event I couldn't do was Cha-Chas and then Ryomas. Okay, I don't know why you couldn't do Ryomas now. At that point, I feel like you should have been okay. I guess if you're new to the game, you're not used to stuff. Let's see here. The first event I got to do was Summer 2 Rerun. Yeah, it could just have been busy. It might have not been like smacked. Might have just not had the time to play. That would make more sense. Airy with the generous guess here. Summer 2 Rerun and then Summer 3. I went through part 1 with only Nash, Ushi, and Arash and Emiya leveled. You had to have been carried by supports at that point then. Although actually some of that is pretty broad, but finished Lost Belt 1 around the time as Lost Belt 2 was launching and only got enough hearts to max Ascent Emiya after I got Ku Alter from Scatty Banner. What a chaotic account. What? Okay, so we have Big Melt, so that's good for farming and stuff, so that's a thing. Hoping that's 10, 10, 10. Penguin, by the way. Okay, we got some CEs here. Aerial Drive, that's good. 2 K-Scopes, that's good. Excuse me. Anyway, Sakura CE, so lots of starting NP, that's not a problem. Suzuka CE, that's good for like backup starting NP. Honestly, that on Painting Summer, okay, we got some options here. Got a Gut CE, we've got Kanith, what else we got? We got a Star Bomb, so we have all the usual suspects here. We even have Outrage. So there's really no gameplay styles you can't do other than like, you know, Poster Girl, but that's everybody. So you got good options. You got good no starting NP stuff. You got, maybe you'll get Art of Death. I don't see that in here, but like if you could get an Art of Death up, that would be worthwhile. You got Kim Lon. You got a Pearson Vulnerability CE there. That's good. I should really turn my cursor on when I do these. Let me do that real quick, so I can like point to things. Here we go. But yeah, Pearson Vulnerability CE here, that's good. Good for like a Buki and that kind of stuff. Oh, we have, I think this is stars per turn, I think, but this one's Star Bomb, so really good options. This one sucks, don't ever use it. Okay, so you got NP5, Hokusai, Ziggurat's NP2, everything else is NP1. Okay, so you got Mordred for farming, and some challenge quest stuff. Ziggurat for your single target, Hokusai for backup. That's great options, that's really good. If I was gonna level anything, I'd probably level Nero. Now, I mean, I wouldn't because I don't like Nero, but from a practical standpoint, I would level Nero because she's very good, also good for farming, lots of survivability. It's always nice to have a guts-based unit. Yeah, where's Bedivere? I wouldn't level him, but what? Oh, God. I know you have a copy because you beat Camelot. Why would you do this? Why would we do this? I also don't like Nero. Okay, fair enough. You don't really need to level anything then. At that point, if I was going to level a Saber, Caesar or Fergus maybe, I guess. But you really don't need to level a Saber. Like, your options are good there. But did you burn Bedivere? Because that's just... like, who does that, right? Why? I need an answer. I need an answer. I don't know of Bedivere at the time. What do you mean? Like, even if you don't know who he was, why would you burn him? Like, is the only copy that, like, why? You get, like, 3 mana prisms. Who cares? Why? Fuck! I'm drinking water, chat. I need a minute. Well, that's unfortunate. The good news is you do have good Sabers, so some of these accounts that we see really need to level their Bedivere. But like, just imagine if you didn't have Mordred and Ziggurat, right? Then not having Bedivere would be very bad. But I just can't imagine playing Camelot, receiving Bedivere, then burning him. Like, why would... why? Oh, God. Like, it's in the prison box! Why would you do this? And he's got armor, and he's a good boy, right? What are we doing here? Anyway, archers. People neglect the story, apparently. Well, that's good. We got Ash. He may only be NP1, but still, Ash carried real good. So far, that's, even at NP1, that's a legitimate option against Fluffy down the road. Although you're on NA, so you have a lot of time, although you're probably going to need it. So you got Koro at NP5. That's really, between Ash and Koro, that's all the single target you're ever going to need. And you got Artoria as well. So, I mean, fuck, you're good. And then for AoE, you've got Arash, Grail, that's good. Get his third skill up, though. Although you do have K-Scope, but still, it's good to have options, but... because you might need to give K-Scope to other units, so just in case, it's just good to have the third skill up a bit. And you've got Emiya, so Emiya and Arash, that mostly covers things. You don't pass the David test, we'll see if you have Merlin. I don't know how old this account is, let's see. When I mean, from APOC, I feel like that's enough time that we gotta give you a little bit of a finger wag for not having David's second skill up. If you have Merlin though, I'll give it a pass. But Betty isn't a friend? Question mark. Your archers are looking pretty good. You even have Robin Hood as backup, so yeah, you're good. If you need anything, it's AOE, because Imia doesn't have starting NP or battery or any of that stuff. But you've got K-Scope, and you can summon a friend's waiver if you don't have your own, that kind of stuff. And Narash is always good. And you don't really have any archers that for AOE that I would actually bother leveling. Like you don't have like some other gold archer, and I don't think you really need Kid Gil or Iceman. So you don't need any archers. Your archer slot's looking quite good, and Ash is gonna. You already know, right? He do good. Ash do good work. All right, what do we got here? So we've got very big melt, which we saw. And then you got the welfare, so that's a backup. You got a Grailed Valkyrie. Let's see, what's her NP rank? NP 3. That's really good. So let me see if you've got Scatty. What do we got? All right, we've got Castergill. Okay, no big supports. Well, Tam. So you're favored for art though, because you have Tam and Castergill. And Mozart is already leveled, and Hohenheim's already leveled, so you very much favor art there. But okay, let me go back here. So Valkyrie's still good without Scatty, but not amazing, right? It's still got some issues. But between her and Melt, you're good on AoE. You got Karna as well. So for single target, you've got Crazy Eyes, Ku is backup. That's really good that you have Ku as backup. That really covers your bases. You've got Leonidas. There we go. There we go. No one to level up Leonidas. I like that. You've made pretty good picks, actually. Really, I would say this person, for the most part, has been making very logical decisions on what they've been leveling, except for burning Bedivere. You know, I gotta throw you under the bus a little bit for that one. You know, like, you're over here leveling Ku and Leonidas. You've got AoE and single target, but then you look at the Saber slot. Like, do you notice a difference here? You know, one of these is a little bit shorter than the other. Well, I wonder how that happened. You don't really need to level any Lancers, though. They're all fine. If anything, it's better to focus on the skill ranks than what you've already got. Yeah, no big deal, though. And your melt will get a lot done, I'm sure. Yeah, not only are 1 to 3 stars good, but if you're free to play, or even just a fish or a dolphin and stuff, you're gonna need them. You're not gonna have golds that cover all of your roles. And for example, this is really important. Like, if you're newer to FGO, please listen to me, because this will save you a lot of hell. Because I'm not exaggerating. I've seen a lot of new players make this mistake, where they really only level the golds, and they might have an AoE for each class, but they don't have a single target for each class. You do not want to do that. You want to have at least one good single target for every class. And if you don't have a gold one, or a good gold one, because some of the golds are absolutely weaker than the silvers, level a silver, right? If you don't have a good, Saber, level Caesar, or level Bedivere. If you don't have a good rider, level Ushi or Ricky. You know, do something. Make sure you have something, because there are going to be times that you're going to need it, and it's good to have good. Because people always say, "Oh, summon a support, and that can help. Summoning a friend support, right, can fill in the gaps. But sometimes you can't summon a support, or sometimes you must summon the support role, like Waver, Merlin, Hans, those kinds of units. And you'll be lacking a DPS. So you want a DPS of your own for single target and AoE of each class. And if you don't have a good gold one, level a silver one. It's absolutely worth it. And a lot of them they're just good, right? Now some of them aren't. There's a few duds to look out for, but for real, don't sleep on your silvers. And when you are a free to play, if you are a free to play, you're not going to have golds in every class for a long time. You're going to use a lot of 1 to 3 stars. You're going to need them. So not to sell out, but if you're looking for a low star guide, I have a 1 to 3 star video tier list where I go over every single unit and talk about them in depth and what they're good and bad at. So that's something you could watch. Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah, if you look at my Hanako Green 1 to 3 star list, you'll probably get it. But there's other places you can look. Like I think Toho Sniper has some videos out there talking about every unit and things like that. But not to brag, but I am known for sticking to low stars, and I use them a lot. I'm not just like some casual that uses them occasionally, but I mostly use golds. I use 1 to 3 stars religiously in this game, so I know them very well. I know all their pros and cons, so I think I do have a good opinion on them. So I legitimately, I'm not just saying this to toot my own horn. I do think my 1 to 3 star video is very good for understanding the 1 to 3 star units and then knowing what's like worth grabbing. Yeah, the video is old, but it's not much has changed. And if anything, the units that I say are good are actually even better now because they've been buffed. I don't think there's any units on that list that were like buffed that really changed, like a weak one that's now become a strong one. I don't think that's really happened. So if anything I'm saying is good actually has become even better. So I wouldn't worry about that. But yeah, a bit of a sellout, but for real, if I have enough confidence in myself to say I truly do understand the 1 to 3 stars in this game very well. I use them all the time. I think I do have good advice for them. I know the pros and cons. So if there's one thing I know, it is that. Babbage is probably the most out-of-date thing on that video. That's probably true. Babbage is probably the one most out-of-date thing on that. I'm going to make an update to it, but I want them to add a new 3-star before I do it. Okay, writers. Let's see what we got here. Grailed Medusa. That's some good taste. So we got Ryoma MP5, right? Obviously Ishtar. Lupu. You mean red hair, right? So none of what's important here is none of the rare stuff is high NP rank. So Ozzy's NP1, he's still great at NP1. He's still a very, very strong unit at NP1, but he does lack heart survival. That can't, not always a problem, but it can be a problem. So you want a single target backup that has heart survival, and oh look, this person has that, they have Ushi. So between Ozzy and Ushi, they got their single target on lock. They got a buster option, a quick option, fairly good. Ryoma for art if they have to. So for AoE, you've got Medusa and Ishtar. That's great. Medusa is awesome for farming. She really is. And honestly, Medusa is pretty good for even Demeter and stuff. She's pretty damn helpful in single target fights just because of the Petrify. You've got George for the taunt, protecting your team, that kind of stuff, so that's good. If I was going to level anything, okay, so you don't have Martha. I don't think you have Asclepius. Let me check on that. No, you do. Never mind. Okay. Do you have Joan of Arc? No. Okay. So you have Asclepius, but that's pretty much your only anti-debuff. And you don't have much buff removal. No Medea. Am I missing something here? I don't think so. So more so than I normally would, I would recommend Alex. You've already leveled him a bit. Now, Alex's skill ranks are pretty awful to level. If you're kind of on a budget with skill gems and stuff, what you could do is like get him to like 464 or something like that. And that would be good enough, because you mostly need Alex just for the buff removal, but it is nice to get it up, because if you can grab a charm, it helps. And having a little bit from your attack up and quick up is nice. Oh, so we're late. He's 444 right now. Okay, so that's good enough. If you just keep him at 444, that does the job of what you need for like an emergency buff removal unit, like against the Vinch fight and some of the other fights out there that buff removal is really big. But it wouldn't hurt to get that second skill up a bit to make it more reliable, but the buff removal aspect of it is 100% regardless. So you don't have to level him any. So you've made good picks. I mean, these are mostly smart units that you've been leveling. I like how you have a backup George at lower level. That's actually really good. That's like smart to have. You probably want to level 1 George as well, though. Okay, so how many art DPS do we have? Melt. That's why you've been leveling all the budget art units. Okay, that explains that, because you got Grailed Melt. You got the Archer Artoria, so that's good for that as well. Not loads of art units, but you have enough that it's totally fine. Well, you got a decent amount here, and Emiya becomes an art unit later. Okay, so you got Hans maxed out, Grail 10-10-10. That's nice to see. You got Asclepius in really good shape. It is good to get him to 10-10-10, but he's fine for now. Mozart's fine for now. Qingong is mostly fine for now. It'd be good to get the second and third skill up if you can, because you don't have Merlin, you don't have Waver. The budget supports are going to be very important. What are you talking about, Ari? Wait, what? Did I say something stupid? What? Anyway, let's see. Helena. Actually, Helena's good on this account. Like Helena is some extra damage for like farming and all that kind of stuff, and she's an extra battery, and you don't have Waver, so actually Helena's good here. That's fine. So yeah, I don't think you need to level any casters. I think you've made good picks. You could level Cersei, actually, she does give you some nuking, because you don't have a lot of nuking from caster, but that's everybody, and most people don't have nuking from their caster. But you do have shooting. But I was just thinking, because Cersei has debuff clear, worth leveling 2 of the same unit? Yeah, normally, no. Yeah, normally you don't want to level 2 of the same unit. But what Aries said, Qin Gong and George are like exceptions, because there's reasons for them to, you want them to die like immediately, but maybe you want them to live longer. Like they're very useful at level 1 sometimes. Also Leonidas. I would say Leonidas, George, Qin Gong. Basically nobody else. It's because of taunt, right? Units with taunt, it can be good to be at low level. Okay, assassin. So we've got very big Ezo, very big Ezo, and 100 face. I've seen so many people that send in these account reviews that level Ezo because they like him, and fair enough, he's awesome, but then they don't level 100 face. But I think you want to, because I get it. People are like, oh, but I want Ezo to be my art budget assassin, right? And then 100 face is like, you know, cutting into his turf. The thing is, they work really well together because they're both art. She makes a lot of stars that he can use, and like it's nice having them both together is actually really good. And also, just in case Ezo isn't enough oomph, you want that backup. And she's great backup, and because they're both art, they'll work with the same supports. So maybe Ezo dies early, and you happen to have an art support still out, they can still help 100 face, and vice versa, right? So they work great together, so that makes sense. You even got Kojiro as backup, so you've made some nice decisions here. You got Fuma up. Yeah, this guy knows what he's doing, right? He's got good options here. You've got Gray for farming. So yeah, you got a nice variety of single target and all that stuff. You don't have like a rare assassin for single target that just shreds, but that's where a Grailed Ezo comes in, right? You don't have Jack, you don't have Kama, you don't have Gramps, you don't have Lee, any of that. You're missing all those big OP assassins, but your Ezo and 100 face combined, I think, make up for that, and you should be totally fine. And you've even got Wu for like some budget quick support, because you do have a chunk of quick units, so that's not bad at all. So great options here. And then you've got super Ku Alter, so there's your free I win button against a whole lot of content. I will say, as great as Ku Alter is, I don't think he's that good for Fluffy until he gets his NP buff. And I want to say his NP buff is after Fluffy. Am I crazy? I don't really remember. But I on this account, I probably would not use Ku Alter for Fluffy. I would be more likely to use, I mean, Hot Wheels, honestly. You know, Ash here. Yeah, probably Ash. He seems like the best one. Okay, so for AoE though, you've got God Juno, one of the best in the game. You got Raiko, also one of the best in the game. Single target, you've got Jerker, and you have Ku Alter. Great options. You've got utility with the other fluffy boy, Asterios. You've got Spartacus for farming. Yeah, you got really good stuff. I was gonna level anything here. This is, I don't think I've ever said this in an account review, but it would probably be Caligula, because you have everything else, just everything else is so good. Like if you like Atalante Alter, sure, level it, no problem, it's totally fine. But you have such strong options for AoE and single target, you might as well level up the weird niche picks for that like Blue Moon fight where you want that weird option, right? Now, I wouldn't honestly level Caligula soon unless you really like him, just because you could work on other things, right? And your Berserkers are fine, but there's just, you don't need to work on Berserkers, so for some reason you leveled one, I would level Caligula, but yeah, you probably could just level whatever, like, you know, character you like, because you're in good shape, I would say. Yeah, if you ever need to hit, like, if we're, you know, if you want to hit up our Discord and DM me or someone else, Ari, whoever, for like advice, most of us are pretty happy to help if you need it. Okay, so extra, you got other melt, which I'm assuming you're a melt fan, right? I would assume, because the other one's Grailed. So that fills in also for you, right? I said earlier, if you're not having a super strong assassin, but melt can fill in for that really well. So Quetz, Liz, and BB are NP5. So that means, so Melt is NP1. That's a bit unfortunate, but she's really good regardless. But BB's NP5. That's pretty interesting. She's an awkward one, and you've probably seen that through using her, right? But you've got strong enough supports. You can still make the deck freeze good, right? Like, you can still do that. And that could work well with some of these servants you've got. A little awkward, but it's still really strong AoE on her own. So yeah, you can make BB do stuff. That'd actually be kind of fun to see. I wish I had Summer BB on like some random ult account where I'm like I use rarer stuff, but I don't have Merlin and Scatty Waver, you know, Castoria bullshit, and play around with what kind of value I could get on a more normal account with that. Unfortunately, that's never going to happen because she's limited and she's not a unit that I would like save up for and roll on. So that's not going to happen. But that would be fun to see. Maybe a level Lobo because you are lacking in utility. That if this account is weak at anything, it's utility, right? And Lobo does have buff removal. Now you do have Alex for that, but that's not always going to be enough. There are some annoying ruler fights out there. Let's see, what else do you have for ruler fights? That's pretty much it. Okay, no, I would level Lobo. I think that would be my first thing to level on this entire account because all your other classes look good. And the reason is because you've got Zeus cometh, right? And then you've got 4.5. 4.5's challenge quest is pretty fucking annoying. And having an Avenger is really nice there. And there's just some other awkward fights here and there. So yeah, I would level Lobo. Lobo is good for Zeus. And you've got some other options that are good for Zeus as well. And so yeah, Lobo's good. All your other classes are just looking really solid, so I don't really see the need for it. Now, if you wanted to, you could use Coup Alter against Zeus, of course. But it's nice to have an Avenger option just in case, right? In case the team is not really set up right, someone dies early. You know, it's good to have an Avenger in there. And again, especially for 4.5. But yeah, between Coup Alter, God Juna, and Lobo, those options give you a lot of team variety and a lot of different ways you could go with those different boss fights. So if one of the setups is not clicking, you've got other routes you can go. So yeah, I do think Lobo is good, even though generally Coup Alter and God Juna is probably enough. But I mean, really, you just don't have that much else to level, right? Like I'd be more focusing on skill ranks on this account than leveling new units, because you've made good choices, right? You've got a nice spread here. Other than Lobo, most of these extra classes you don't need. Between Melt, BB, and Luvia, you're in really good shape. And you've got a max mash, which is very smart. I tell you, 10-10-10 mash, very good thing to do. A lot of people don't do it because they're like, it's just budget thing, whatever. But like, she's so good at 10-10-10. She'll bail you out from some very annoying fights. So this account was originally just an alt. I had a feeling that might be the case. I kind of explained the beginning part. I would play occasionally, but got too absorbed in it, and now it's my main. That's kind of fun, though, when that kind of thing happens. In this one, I was smart enough to not burn Bedivere. Oh, so this is a different account. So you have another. I see. You have another account that has regular melt maxed out. I see, and that one you have Bedivere. I like how you mentioned that you burning Bedivere. So you were aware that was a bad move. But I still burned Caster Coup! Oh no! Oh god. Anyway, for some reason, I went through part 1 using an MP3. Is that red hair? I think that's red hair. I always forget some of these nicknames. On my friend list together with my Hans, Choco Jana, I used the special Ascension, day 1 I got her, blah blah blah. For Epic Remnant, in part 2, I used mostly Hans and Choco Jana. Oh, that's right. That actually is a good combo, those two. It's actually quite nice. I kind of forgot about that. Waver with my ult for most nodes, including bosses. Yeah, honestly, you can shred it even night classes with melts. It's totally doable. The only boss fight I had to use CS were Demeter. Oh, I see. So this one is JP. So you've seen Demeter. I'm surprised you would have to use CS on Demeter, though, with melt. I'm surprised. I wonder what else you had. Yeah, Fluffy, I think a lot of people struggle with. That's just a hard fight to be able. You have to min-max your setup a lot. Budget or not, you have to min-max your setup a lot. So I know a lot of people struggled with that one. So that means you have some experience though against Fluffy, so you know it cometh. Well, if it was me, now you don't have to play this game this way. If it was me, because you've seen it on JP and you struggled, I would try to make your NA account their like redemption arc, right? See if you can beat Demeter without a CS. See if you can beat Fluffy without a CS. Oh, Arjuna Alter. Oh, okay. Most people just say God Juna, right? But I think you can do it, right? It'll be hard, but I think you can do it because Ashe is good. You know, you've got Asclepius, you've got Mash. Those are some key units for it. You've got Coup Alter, you got Coup. Like, I think you can beat Fluffy on this account without CS. It'll be very hard, but I think it's doable. And then Demeter, I think you absolutely can handle. Between Ozzy and Ushi, I would be disappointed if you didn't shred it. right? Like you should be totally fine against Nemetor. Just spread out your riders. You bring typical support stuff. You should be totally fine. You've got absolutely good options for that. So I think you can get your revenge here. All right, I think that's... Oh God, there's a second account. Oh God. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm way over time. We'll do your other account next stream, right? I'll just do it next stream, right? And then hopefully you'll be here for that. I'll try to ping you on Discord if you're there. And if you're not here, maybe we'll just hold it off. That's what I'll do. Next time I know you're in chat, we will do the second half of this, right? I think that's reasonable. And that's kind of nice to spread it out like that. So yeah, just next time you're in chat, we'll do the other half of the JP account. So am I reading this right? Are you saying that this account used to be your main, but this one has become your main now? I think I read that backwards. So is your JP account your main now? Is that what you say? Is that what this is? Because I thought I was kind of thinking through that like backwards, but I think that's the case. So that means your main account is what we'll look at next time. Okay, well, I really want to see that then, so it's kind of a shame it's so late, but we'll get to it next time. Yeah, I know there's just too many flex accounts right now. I'll have to do some flex accounts. We just have to, and flex accounts can be fun. They really can be, but I'm kind of at the mercy of, like if the, put like a lot of content with it to like, give us like an insight to how they play. Because here's the thing, if it's a flex account, it's more interesting to see how they play the game and what they like and don't like and what they struggled with and what they didn't struggle with. Because otherwise, what am I going to say? Like, they're going to already have everything ready in each slot, so there's no reason to like talk about that side of it. All right, I am blathering. Let us find someone to raid here. Who do we got? We will raid. I do not recognize most of these people. Well, that's nice if we have some new faces though. Some of these people just don't stream, I think, when I do. Who to raid? Okay, I am just... This guy has 4 viewers. I do not know who they are, so I have no quality control here. But they're doing Saber Wars too, so we'll share the love and give them a raid here. All right, boys, I will see you all tomorrow. We'll do a little bit of FGO, but then probably Metroid Dread. I've been wanting to play that. I've got everything I need to play it, so we will do that tomorrow. And hopefully I'll see you all then. Peace.